his sister of the Woodtown community. Number 8, sophomore Austin Jenkins, escorted by his grandfather, Doug Dehart, of the Lueda community. Number 9, junior Cameron Blankenship, escorted by his parents, Bill and Sonia Blankenship, his sister Arizona, and Barbara Blankenship, his grandmother of Horsham Creek. Numbers 10 and 25, sophomore Gabe Lillard and senior Damian Lawson, escorted by parents, Steve and Jermaine Sutton of the SoCo community. Number 14, junior Gavin Lanning, escorted by Max Lanning, his father, and Hazel, his sister, of Airport Hill. Number 15, junior Cooper Hyatt, escorted by his parents, Travis and Lee Hyatt, and his sister, Kinsley Hyatt of Tupelo. Numbers 30 and 72, senior Andrew Chavez and junior Tim Bernheisel, escorted by Amy Barker, mother, Tony Bernheisel, father, of the Whittier community. Number 32, junior Carson Taylor, escorted by Janaea and Tony Taylor, his parents, his grandmother, Dolores Murphy, and his aunt, Kristen Cooper of Birdtown. Number 54, sophomore Waylon Aldridge, escorted by his parents.
Emma, are you listening?
Bill and Katie Aldridge of Big Creek.
Are you getting signal?
Number 56, senior Michael Winchester, escorted by Mike Winchester's father, Renee and Harry Winchester grandparents, and Dennis Cox, his uncle of the Deep Creek community. Number 60, senior Grant Jackson, Number 64, sophomore Ben Payne, escorted by Keith and Rachel Payne, parents of Jackson Lyons. Number 65, junior Connor Driver, escorted by Natalie Driver, his mother, and Ellie, his sister, of Galbraith Creek. Number 70, junior Zach Torres, escorted by Coach Scotty McMahon. Number 81, sophomore Nathan McDonough, escorted by his parents, Joe and Nancy McDonough of the Schoolhouse Hill. Number 82, sophomore Marcus Young, escorted by Brenda Brown of Alarka. Number 84, junior Elijah White, escorted by his mother, Candace Harris, his father, Manuel White of Big Toe. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2021 Swain Maroon Devils. Now the Swain High cheerleaders. Senior Ashland Bridges, escorted by parents, John and Elena Bridges, and step-parents of both Clark and Becky Bridges of Shepherd Street. Senior Kirsten Haney, escorted by his parents, Keith Haney, Tom Belton, Anthony Haney, grandfather Dave Belton, Ryan Haney. Junior Maggie Brindle, escorted by her parents, Ronnie and Sherry Brindle, and sister Macy Brindle of Alarka. Juniors, Chloe and Isabel Lambert, escorted by mother Heather Sanoot, stepmother Amber Lambert, sister Jocelyn Sanoot, and grandparents Willie and Mary Lambert of Birdstown. Sophomore Mahala Bird, escorted by her parents, AJ and Casey Bird of Wolftown. Sophomore Bailey Cochran, escorted by her parents, Travis and Dana Cochran of Lower Alarka. Sophomore, Cindy McCoy, escorted the parents, Dan and Rosie McCoy of Birdtown. Sophomore, Dan Riddenhoff, escorted by Mother Amber Fleck, Sister Emma Riddenhoff, and Harris Graves of Horizon City. Sophomore, Shelby Smith, escorted by parents, Matthew and Lacey Smith, and her brother, Hunter Smith of Birdtown.
Yeah, listen to your headphones.
Sophomore, Ayana Tornado, escorted by her parents, Elroy Tornado, Misty Littlejohn, brothers Nathaniel Littlejohn, Hunter Littlejohn, and Isaiah Tornado of Yellow Hill. Sophomore, Lindley White, escorted by parents, Reva Ballou, David White, grandmother Clara Ballou of Barton Creek.
Why does it feel like I'm getting...
Freshman, Savannah Cunningham, escorted by her parents, Sarah Bradley and William Cunningham of Northwood Road. Freshman, Eliana Lemonade, escorted by her parents, Greg and Paula Lemonade of Lance Creek. Freshman, Abby Loftus, escorted by her parents, Brent and Lisa Loftus of Franklin Grove.
I think he's getting ahead of himself.
Freshman, Anna Morgan, escorted by parents, Alan and Cynthia Morgan of Silver Mine.
That was the last one, right?
Yeah, it was.
Hey, you got a little bit of chocolate on your lip. Bottom part.
Oh, thank you.
Right, it's still there. There you go.
Oh, gosh.
It was a big...
Sorry. I had a granola bar that melted.
I saw that.
Thank you.
I figured. As soon as she's walking, go ahead and zoom out.
Okay.
Test, test, test. Are you guys there? Are you guys there? Are you there? Hey Kent, since I can't really switch to your camera, do you want to just get super artistic and just get me some really cool shots that I could use as B-roll for later?
I'm going to need a card. I had a card with me. I've got like 30 minutes. I was able to shoot all of this.
Yeah, so just be, yeah, I totally forgot to give you a card. My fault. It's been, this has not been a good day.
I forgot to remind you again too. So no worries. I'm going to I'm going to take the wireless rig off, go ahead and turn it off, and then I'll get a card from you in a minute. But yeah, I can get some B-roll stuff.
Well, actually, I don't have a card with me.
Yeah, I can go through this one and format, and throw some stuff away. I'll be good.
Okay. Are you guys ready? Okay, so watch the monitor and you'll see the intro. Are you there? You're live.
Now the roster for the visiting Hayesville High School Yellow Jackets. At wide receiver, number 1, Ashley Brown, at wide receiver. Number 2, Logan Caldwell, sophomore, quarterback. Number 7, Kyle Lunsford, sophomore, running back. Number 17, Tyler Anderson, senior, wide receiver. Number 23, Blake McClure, senior, running back. Number 40, Avery Leatherwood, tight end. Number 51, Nikki McCullough, junior, offensive lineman. Number 56, William Webby, senior, offensive lineman. Number 60, Lane Odell, freshman, offensive lineman. And number 70, Kelvin Crawford, senior, offensive lineman. Hayesville head coach is Chad McClure, assistant head coach, offensive lineman Frank Leatherwood. Other assistants include John Hensley, Josh Wooten, Jerry Moore, Tyler Ledford, equipment, Larry McCoy, special teams, Brian Birch, statistician Keith Thompson, handlers Jesse Woolen, and Kelsha McClure.
Do you hear them?
What?
Do you hear Gary and
I do.
Toby?
Principal at Hayesville High School, Jim Saltz, Stacy Overland,
Right.
Superintendent, Dale Cole. offensive starter, wide receiver. Number 9, Cameron Blankenship, 6'2", 155-pound junior. And tailback, number 10, Gage Muller, 5'9", 170-pound sophomore. Wide receiver, number 15, Cooper Hyde, 6 foot, 170-pound junior. And quarterback, number 25, Danny Lawson, 5'10", 175-pound senior. And fullback, number 32, Carson Taylor, 5'11", 195 junior.
Where's that coming from?
Michael Winchester, 230-pound senior. And tackle, number 60, Brandon Jackson, 5'7", 20-pound senior. Guard, number 52, Alice, 185-pound senior.
To go in there with them and be competitive, especially when we get. I think we're getting better as a team, number one, but I think we're also getting better understanding what we have to do and when we have to do it at the plate. I think a lot of times early in the year when you're talking about youngsters that have not been through this experience, and basically that's all of our kids because we didn't have last year.
Yeah.
For our seniors to be juniors and figure out the things that juniors figure out. So we're having to do a lot of that on the fly, and I think we're catching up in a pretty good learning curve right now. And I think that'll translate into some success in the second half for us as well. Stacy's been dynamite all season long.
Yes, she has.
But teams are going to adjust to her, and we know that coming into the second half, having already seen her, it's not a shock anymore.
Yeah.
So we'll have to really be better offensively and defensively as well in terms of run support. And I think we found a few things out this week with some of our players, and I think that'll pay off too. But have to see how that goes in some games before we are fully confident in the effect that it'll have on us. We've moved some people around, which generally happens, in a longer season when you got 21 games. That's why you play non-conference games, so you can figure out if this person's the right person, that person's the right person, and is this person right where they're at, and where can they get maximum success and benefit for us and things like that. And so we're weaving our way through that right now.
Yeah,
and that's part of the learning process that we're having to do on the fly, and putting kids in situations where they can be successful is the most important thing about coaching anyway, is creating that success level so that they can get confidence.
Yeah, Coach, talking about success, one final look. Success, great tradition with our softball program that you have instilled, and that's quite a monumental achievement to win 300 ball games.
Well, I appreciate it. I look at that more of a program milestone than for me. That just means I've been around for a long time. But we've had some great kids who've played for us and have done great things, and they deserve all the credit for every one of those, because the folks who played for us are part of every one of those 300. And to me, that's what makes it more special for me personally on a personal level than I haven't done anything really other than fill out a lineup card and, for some great kids to go out and show how really good they are at softball. But very fortunate, and it is a big milestone, but it's one of those you're getting old milestones too.
Well, I can say on behalf of Swain softball players and fans and probably other coaches around the conference, I know you've put in a lot of work. You've helped develop these players. That's what coaches do, and I think I know we're very proud of what you have done and what you mean to this softball program and this school.
Well, I appreciate that, Gary. It's very kind of you.
Fans, stay tuned. More coming up. We're going to come back and talk about some football as we're getting ready to kick off against the Hayesville Yellow Jackets here on the season finale. Stay with us. We'll be back on the Maroon Devils Network.
Hello, everyone. I'm Toby Burrell, executive producer of the Maroon Devils Network. These are very trying times for our whole community and state and nation as a whole. And it has been our pledge from the very beginning of the Maroon Devils Network to bring as much as we can into your home so that you can view things that you need to about our school system, about our athletic programs, whatever the case may be. In an effort to serve you, our community, and our family better, we have made additions to the Maroon Devils Network this year. We're now covering away games, we're covering JV games, we're covering middle school games. We're also added into that mixed board meetings, and you get your weekly message from our superintendent, Mark Sale. I have some numbers that will probably surprise you. I know they did me when I looked at them. Since the middle of November, the Maroon Devils Network has carried over 50 separate broadcasts of Swain events. During that time, 9,000 hours of viewing has taken place with 39,000 separate views. Pretty amazing stuff. We're excited and extremely proud for what we've been able to bring you so far on the Maroon Devils Network. On the other hand, we're extremely excited about what's coming up and what we have in store for you this spring, especially with our football broadcast. You're going to see a product that we hope you will be extremely proud of and excited each and every Friday night to be able to watch. Here are some ways you can help us grow our YouTube channel even bigger than it already is. Be sure and subscribe. That way you get updated every single time the Maroon Devil Network has a broadcast. Like the video that you're watching. It doesn't depend upon the game result. You're liking the video and our product. So please hit the like button. And by all means, share with all of your friends what's going on with the Maroon Devil Network. Thank you for inviting us into your home and making us a part of your family. And now, without any further delays, let's take you out to the ball game.
Fans, welcome back at Swain County High School as we're getting ready for kickoff coming up in about 15 minutes or so on this Friday night. As we look out, we still have a few clouds, but pulling on the headset is our head coach, Rod White. And, Coach, I tell you what, when you look around, this just seems like September. The weather has just been fantastic all day long. It was close to 80 degrees. It is just a great night to play football, and even though it is in April, I guess.
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to rain, so it reminds you of that late summer effect. And the grass even looks like it's August or September right now. So
it really
does.
It
really looks good. I'm glad, again, I've said it every ball game so far, that they got to have an opportunity to get a season in. So here we are.
Oh, no doubt. And I think a lot of this, we want to talk about our seniors because, unlike college right now when the NCAA has decided all the seniors, if they want to come back next year, they can with no penalty and play an extra season. Well, on the high school level, our guys can't do that. We have 5 seniors. Damian Lossy, who has been so instrumental to this team. Andrew Chavez. We got Michael Winchester, who plays both ways. Brent Jackson, big lineman. Also Aiden Allison, who plays both ways on the line. So these 5 seniors, this probably will be the last time they'll pull on that maroon and white uniform.
Yeah, because of the scenarios of the abbreviated season and the playoff situation, it's changed. And so, the possibility or the probability of us being a playoff team is almost nil. I'm just going to come out there and say it.
You're right.
No false hopes, just being honest.
Yep.
So it is their last opportunity to be a Maroon Devil on the football field. Boy, we wish them well. This is it's a heck of a feeling when you come to the end of a season and know for a fact whether it's a state championship game you're in or you didn't make it that far and in the regular season that's your last ball game. Then there's a finality to it that sets in and the reality starts to set in and a lot of times players react differently to it. I've noticed that over the years. Some of them say, okay, I'm going to put it all out there, and then some of them kind of get inside themselves, and it hurts a little bit, so they don't really know how to react to it.
Yeah, it is. It's an emotional thing because a lot of these kids, some of them, not all of them, but some of these kids have been playing football for probably, since they were little kids and playing termites and mites and midgets, and they've been playing all the way up through high school. So they've put a lot of time, a lot of hours, a lot of effort. So have their families, as we've had parent night tonight. So they really have invested a lot of time in football.
Oh, and it's untold the hours of off the field stuff that you got them doing. You got them training all summer long, and in this case all winter long to try to get ready for some type of a season. But yeah, it's a year-round event anymore. I mean, even when they're involved in other sports, they're still preparing themselves for what goes on out here on this grass.
It really is, and the field looks fantastic. It looks like it does, for example, in the month of September. Field looks great. Fans, stay tuned. We're going to come back and talk more about tonight's matchup with the Hayesville Yellow Jackets. Stay with us right here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Quinnett, and I am over the Parents as Teachers program here in Swain County. Let me tell you a little bit about our program. We're so fortunate to have this program here in Swain County. It is a free program for families prenatal to age 5. We provide a vast resource network on health and safety, nutrition, things like potty training and sleep routines. If you know of a family that could benefit from this program, please share our phone number with them. It's 488-3129, extension 5632. Or share this video with them.
Fans, welcome back on a Friday night here at Swain County Memorial Stadium and Boys Dietz Field. And talking about seniors, Coach, we've named our seniors, and I know we have folks watching from over in Clay County, and we just want to recognize their 7 seniors tonight. Paul White, along with Tyler Anderson, Blake McClure, and that could be Chad McClure's son, I'm guessing. Cable Krieger, also Ethan Taylor, William Wimpy, and Kelton Crawford. Want to recognize their seniors tonight as well as, hey, they've been playing a lot of football themselves.
Exactly, and it doesn't matter what school you're at, or you got to remember you're playing in the Smoky Mountain Conference, and
yes,
to dedicate your time and your effort to try to win football games in this conference, it takes a lot, as we well know, and not every year is your year, and what goes around comes around, and as one old coach used to tell me, you meet the same people going down as you met coming up, so the things will turn.
Oh, no doubt about it. And talking about one big game tonight, we'll try to keep you updated with the score, is going to be Murphy playing over at Big Oak Stadium in Robbinsville. We'll keep you updated with that score in that game, because that is the Smoky Mountain Conference Championship game going on tonight. Both teams are undefeated, and we know that both teams are going to be in the playoffs. And we pretty much know, I have a good feeling anyway, those teams probably will meet again in the playoffs.
Well, it's inevitable. It really is. It happens every year. You're going to have to play another Smoky Mountain Conference team because they get put in different brackets, and you keep winning until you meet each other. And that's just the way it is. It's a shame it wouldn't wind up being a state championship game, but it's not designed that way when they split the state in the middle. So my hat's off to both of them, and now good luck to both of them.
Oh, no doubt about it. And coaches, we know
that's hard to say. That's hard for me to say. Good luck to them. Okay.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Fans, stay tuned. We're going to break down the line and let's see, I believe we're going to have the prayer, and then we'll come back with the national anthem. Stay with us here on the Maroon Devils Network.
We ask all in the stadium to remove their hats and to stand at attention in true reverence, and that all talking and other distractions cease while the Swain County High School Band plays our national anthem. Thank you.
Fans, welcome back as we again just heard the playing of our national anthem from the Swain County High School Band, and we're getting closer to kickoff time tonight. And Coach, as we mentioned, this has been kind of a crazy year. I know Hayesville, for example, is one of those teams that got hit with this transfer situation. Jake McTaggart, who had college scholarship offers, a 6'7" receiver, transferred down to Towns County. He was not the only one. I know quarterback Tucker Holloway from Andrews transferred to Rabun Gap. You might have known him from Christ School. He played defensive back over there. And Tuscola's Coleman Bryson also transferred down to Rabun Gap. He's an outstanding athlete, can play both sides of the ball. But I know Hayesville misses Jake McTaggart as he went just down the road to Towns County.
Yeah, a lot of those schools that border these other states, it was just too easy, too tempting for them to just decide, okay, we want to play in the fall so we can honor the fact that we want to go and start school early, maybe, which a lot of them do nowadays. That's a big thing, and that they could get their season in and then move right on into their college career.
So a lot of teams have suffered from that. I know as some of the smaller schools like the Smoky Mountain Conference, 1A schools in our division, when you're kind of limited with your numbers as opposed to a 4A or a 3A, I know that can really sting. But it looks like a lot of the kids are back. I know Damian Lossy, we see him heading on out there right now for the Maroon Devils. Damian Lossy is out there along with Cooper Hyatt, also out there Eli Waddy and Big Carson Taylor. They're going to be representing the Maroon Devils. It's good to see Damian back in uniform tonight. Also, we understand Donovan Groenwald is back. So good to see some guys healthy and playing.
Yeah, they're back to almost to full strength of what they started the season with. And after the injuries and all the things these kids had to go through, because they're, like you said earlier, they're playing both ways. They don't get a break. And so it's one of those things that these kids, they're putting everything they've got into it, and it's good to see them healthy for this last game of the season.
It really is. And Hayesville, of course, represented by, looks like a lot of their seniors out there at the 50-yard line as well, as we're just about ready for kickoff here on this Friday night. But, Coach, this is a game I think that we talked about the seniors and what it means to them, but this being the last game of the season, this also brings a lot of pride into effect for both teams to hopefully finish off the season on a positive note and hopefully carry that over into what we hope is going to be a regular fall season next year.
Yeah, it truly tells you where you are in the Smoky Mountain Conference when it's all said and done. Okay, you're not going to be number 1 or number 2.
Right.
And right now, the way things are looking, the way you're playing for basically 4th place, but that's better than last. If you can't play for first, get what you can out of it, and go on and, like you say, carry some momentum into the off season, hoping that everything goes back to somewhat normal next fall.
We hope.
And yeah, somewhat, and that you've got with your seniors gone, with the rest of your players, and then you can get maybe some more kids on board, which I hope they do. Like I said, I don't know what kind of plague hits young people, and I don't want to speak ill of them, but now I don't know whether it's laziness or the mere fact of apathy or whatever it is, or the fact that they may not be a particular star of a sport, that they still need to be out there. You need to be out there with the guys you go to school with and have to face every day, and for that not to happen, I don't know. Maybe I just never did understand it.
That's it. Got to get those numbers up, as now we see our guys coming around the track as they always do, hand in hand, and that's always another tradition that I've enjoyed over the years. Since we moved up here, of course, on the hill, up here on the New Fontana Road, is seeing those guys come down that track, and that always kind of just set the stage.
It did, and it's been an off and on tradition. What I mean by that is that there was times, according to what condition the track was in, what condition the weather was, and even we'd have to forego it sometimes simply because, and it just wasn't practical to do. But it was always good. The kids really always walked in front of their fans here and representing and getting them pumped up a little bit.
And you can hear the fans on their feet and making a lot of noise. And despite the season that has not been as successful as we had hoped it would be, our fans are still right there behind these kids.
They're still here. Got a good crowd. Hayesville brought their folks.
Yep.
Not an enormous crowd, but they're here for this final showdown for the season for both these teams.
And it should be a good one here tonight, as again our Maroon Devils are about as healthy as we've been in a long time. We have 3 kids who are not dressed tonight. Number 5, Dawson Cody, is one of the freshmen who has moved up tonight. Also Ben Payne, sophomore, is in street clothes tonight. And number 70, big Zach Torres, one of our juniors, unable to play tonight. So only 3 in street clothes tonight. Everybody else ready to play. And when your numbers are what they are, as we're kind of in that boat with Hayesville somewhat, having those extra guys like Damian Lossy and Donovan Groenwald can be just monstrous.
It will. It changes the whole dynamic when you have seniors back out there on the field who've had a lot of playing time under their belt, and you start missing them. And 1A football, you take 1 or 2 players away, and the whole dynamic of your team changes. I mean, you start having to do different things because the people that you've been working with out there to do these things, they're not there, and they can't be out there.
Yeah, and it seems like, Coach, I may be totally wrong, but it seems like the skill positions are affected by that even more.
Oh, 100% more. But several seasons we went through when we knew we were going to be pretty good. We didn't know how good we would be. We were going to be pretty good. I would tell our coaching staff, we're 1 or 2 players, 1 or 2 injuries away from not being a very good football team, so we're going to have to protect these kids as much as we can.
Here we go, and kicking off looks like it's going to be Jane Luxavage. She's going to be their junior kicker. Kicks it high but short, and it's going to be picked up by the Maroon Devils and returned back to the 46-yard line. So we're going to get the football an outstanding field position for our offense to start this game.
I have seen more crazy kicks this football season than I did in my 30-year career as a football coach.
Yeah.
I don't know. This stuff is just weird happening this year with kickers.
I think they were maybe trying to get an onside kick and really kind of throw a monkey wrench in.
I don't know. The tee went as far as the ball, so, it's what it is.
It is. Here we go. Maroon Devils will take over now, and it's going to be Damian Lossy in the gun. And here's the jet sweep right out of the box, as it's going to be this time to Cooper Hyatt, who is carrying into Hayesville territory to the 49-yard line, a good 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, good play to start the game with. Stretch them a little bit before you go to your veer game. I used to always tell our offensive coaches, don't run the veer at them right away. Don't start out with the veer. Now, Coach McMahon can do whatever he wants, but I always wanted to watch defenses lose that perspective of us running the veer and then come back and hit them with it, which they may do right here on this play.
Yep, here we go with the veer as we're going to have Cooper going in motion to the left toward the Hayesville bench. And in the backfield, we might have started a little early, but no flag on the play as it's going to be Gabe Lillard on the carry, and he's going to be just shy of the first down at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, ran the outside veer look right there. He got a good angle on it. Damian pretty much meant to hand this ball all the way. When you run that outside veer, it's either a give or keep, but you can see him extend his hands right there and give it to him as best he could.
So good play on that one, good yardage. We need one for a first down with a minute gone. We're in the first quarter. 3rd down and 1 from the 45-yard line. Damian under center again, split backs right behind him. Receivers on each side. Oh, we dropped the snap, and Hayesville says they have it. And the officials agree. So we didn't make the snap. Hayesville comes up with a turnover.
It's that bug, and that will happen when you get too excited about running this veer and getting out of there with it. If you'll notice, the center's going to be stepping one way, the quarterback's stepping the other, and you see the mix-up. The ball just does not mesh there. That's something that happens. If you're going to be a veer team, take that snap from underneath. It's just there's too many mechanical things that can go wrong right there.
So now Hayesville comes out, and they spread it out. They have 3 wide as the quarterback is going to be back in the shotgun. Their quarterback is Logan Caldwell. He is going to roll to his right. They like to throw. He throws it. It's going to be intercepted. Cooper Hyatt steps right in front of it. He brings it back. He's still on his feet at midfield, and he read that one all the way.
Perfect zone coverage. Now, a lot of people that wouldn't realize this, you can't see the receivers, but he turns loose of the receiver that's going upfield to the safety, squats it out there in that flat, and that's just great athletic play by sitting on that out route and taking that ball away, breaking underneath the route.
Now, Logan Caldwell has been somewhat guilty of that this year. 7 touchdown passes, but 11 interceptions. That is interception number 12 off his hands. He's a young sophomore, so he has a lot of years ahead of him. Now Damian Lossey's going to run for the first time tonight. Good to see him back in action as he carries for about 5.
Yeah, ran the midline right there. He actually has to take a step back away from where he's going to try to hand it off. That takes a lot of athletic ability. It's amazing, and you can see him step to his right but open up to his left right there, and that's where that midline becomes effective in that 4-man front.
So now 2nd down, Maroon Devils need still about 6, we'll say, just inside Hayesville territory. So we had almost back-to-back turnovers here in the first quarter. Damian hands off. It's going to be Lillard again to the left side, and we have our first down of the ball game for either team here in the first quarter.
Yeah, great weak side veer game right there, just as pure as you can run it. You'll see the down block by the tackle to go up onto the linebacker. They're going to both hit right here. He goes up on the linebacker, run right by that defensive end as tight as you can.
Gabe with a good run carries down to the 37-yard line of Hayesville. 9.5 minutes to play here in the first quarter with no score. But the Maroon Devils, after a turnover, with the football right back and moving down the field here on a beautiful Friday. Got a man in motion. This is going to be Donovan Groenwald as Lossey hands off, and it's going to be another solid run down inside the 30-yard line again for Lillard.
Yeah, there's that midline again. And when I say midline, all they're looking for is the first available gap to that side, and he's just running in behind those blockers. He has an option of coming inside of it or outside of those blocks. He chose inside there. Rolled up an official, too.
Yeah, and as you can see, Coach, he was spinning that whole time, avoiding tackles.
Yeah.
So a good run by Gabe Lillard. 2nd down, we need a couple. 8-yard pickup there. And this time it's going to be to the right side. That's Carson Taylor's first carry. And the big guy, 5'11", 200-pounder with a first down.
Running the veer again, just staying with the veer game right now. To get everybody, and then in a minute, I'm pretty sure we're picking up positive yards on it every play because they're not doing a very good job of closing from the outside on these down blocks. It looks you can practice against it, but the speed of it is way different when you get in the ball game and we start running it up in there like that.
First down now, Maroon Devils at the 26 of Hayesville. 8.5 minutes to play. Quarter number 1, 0-0. Our Maroon Devils with our second possession. Little toss out to the left side to Carson Taylor down the left sideline as he's going inside the 15 for another first down. And good little fake there as Damian got up shake it up.
That's old school counter option. That's what that is. You give them a look to this side like you're going to run the veer, and you got a lead blocker. That's actually a counter lead option to that side.
And, boy, he got stuck pretty hard over there. Ricky McCulloch, a junior defensive lineman, stuck Damian pretty hard. He got up kind of holding his rib cage, and we hope he's going to be okay.
Yeah, his job is to carry it to that defender to make him take it so that he can pitch the football.
So now we're going to see, looks like we got an official timeout on the field. The clock is stopped with 8:05 to play.
Yeah, I think Hayesville had an injury or somebody cut an elbow cut or something. They're going to have to doctor it up before he can come back on the field.
So, and that was McCullough, the guy who hit Lossy in the backfield on that play. Now split backs again, first down and 10. Maroon Devils inside the 15-yard line. Lossy right side pitches at the last second. Lillard trying to turn the corner down to the 5, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 1-yard line, just short of a touchdown.
Hayesville has gone to a 5 front, which actually makes your veer read a little bit easier, simply because that you can see 5 of them there. You can see the down block by the tackle, and that's a regular inside veer. And when they step up to take Damian, he just pitches it.
And a touchdown-saving tackle by Isaac Chandler, a true freshman out there, again, for the Hayesville Yellow Jackets. Maroon Devils first down and goal at the 1-yard line. Split backs. Hayesville jumping offside, so that's going to be probably half the distance, which is about a foot or so.
Yeah, he jumped on some kind of false count there. I don't really know what drew him, but he was right there over the center. I don't know. Sometimes those centers move the ball a little bit, and they'll get a little jumpy up there and get drawn off sides.
This time,
we gain a foot off of it, I guess.
This is obviously either a Damian Lossy or a Carson Taylor situation, and it's going to be Carson trying to bang his way in, and wow, it's going to be close.
I don't think he made it in.
Nope.
Hayesville ran a scrape up front there, and when I mean a scrape, we've talked about this before. You'll see those defensive linemen take their heads, and they head towards that football. They just make a V in there with their bodies, and there's not much room to run in there unless you go up over the top.
Yeah, no room there at all, so it's going to bring up second down and goal from about the 1-foot line. And the Maroon Devils here in the huddle this time. Going to have Cooper wide to the right side. Again, we could look probably for a Damian or a Carson. Again, let's see what the situation is. Also, Gabe on the left side. It's going to be Damian going in. Right side, touchdown, Maroon Devils.
Smart move on Coach McMahon's part. Just leave it in his hands. Don't try to hand it off. They're all piling bodies up in there. Damian looks down the line of scrimmage and sees where they're going to not be, and that's where he took the football to.
So a good job there with 6:39 to play in the first quarter. And coming on for the PAT is going to be our sophomore, Gavin Lanning.
So proud of him this year. So proud of him.
Doing a good job. Cooper is going to be your holder. Gets it down. Kick is up. And the kick is going to be just inside the right upright. But it's a 7-0 Maroon Devil lead. Stay with us. We'll be back after this break on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. One update. Cherokee leads West Lincoln 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. A little bit of a surprise there. West Lincoln's not a bad football team at all.
Exactly. And, Cherokee's been on and off all season long. So maybe they'll finish their season out on.
So right now the Maroon Devils with the 7-0 lead, kicking it off to the Hayesville Yellow Jackets. They'll return from the 15-yard line out to the 20, 25. Doing a good job on the return. It's going to be Tyler Anderson, one of those 7 seniors on this Yellow Jacket football team. So they'll have it in pretty good field position here, Coach.
Yeah, and of course, it's the the turnover that they had, their first possession, and we were able to keep the ball then the whole rest of till we scored. So it's 2 possessions to 1 right now. So I don't see them I don't know how much they're going to depend on airing it out like that all the time. So we'll see.
The quarterback again, 5'11", Logan Caldwell, a sophomore. On the season, 58 of 97 passing, 643 yards, 7 touchdowns, 12 interceptions as they stay on the ground out to the 34-yard line. On the carry is going to be Blake McClure. He's their leading ground gainer coach. He's one of the seniors. I believe he's the coach's son, 461 yards and 5 touchdowns coming into this game.
Yeah, good to see Coach Stevenson and his crew deciding to go with what we used to refer to as that 3-man wolf front, and they're going to change in and out of it right here to try to defend the formations. What they're doing now is defending formations and the field. You can see the safeties making the adjustments. Linebackers will make from the inside.
1 man in motion. That's going to be Kyle Lunsford. Quarterback rolling, firing. Got a man wide open at the 38, out to the 40, 45. Caught from behind over there by Elijah Waddy on the tackle, but not before Hayesville comes up with a big first down.
Yeah, and there again, we jump back to the forefront there instead of the 3. You lose a defender right there, and you can see it trying to come out of the second line of defense to get after the quarterback just a little too soon. We need to sit back in those zones just a little bit longer, make him have to find a receiver.
This time they have one out to the one wide to the right side. Got a couple of wings over here on the same side as they look to the sideline, but that pass complete to Tyler Anderson, who's wide right.
And you can see the adjustments made here on the outside with the defense. They're going to try to run the football here to the wide side of the field.
Contact in the backfield, but turning the corner and getting out of bounds near the 40-yard line again is going to be Blake McClure. We had some contact in the backfield, but he got away. And again, McClure, a good player. He's on this team with his brother Taylor McClure, a freshman. So got 2 McClure boys here.
Yeah, and they just strung us out to the sidelines there, and once he got there, he got that positive yardage, so it's going to bring up about 2nd and 2.
Second down, a couple at the 42-yard line, 5:15 to play.
You can kind of expect them to kind of air this one out to the wide side of the field, I would imagine, but he didn't. He's going to try to run for the first down.
And he's going to be close, but it looks like short Kyle Lunsford, one of their sophomores on this team, coached by Chad McClure, assisted by Frank Leatherwood, just up on top of the booth here above us. And that's a name that you remember. Frank played tight end over at Pisgah High School, went on to play at Appalachian State University at tight end. So a lot of tradition in that family.
Oh, yes.
This time, they are going to call it first down at the 40-yard line, 4:46 to play here in the first quarter. This time, got it back on either side of the quarterback as they're going to hand off. It's going to be McClure again. He's into the secondary. It's going to be a foot race, and he's going to take it all the way in for the touchdown. So the Yellow Jackets bust one.
Yeah, this is that the zone belly play is pretty much what it's referred to, and he just gives it to him. And there's a moment of hesitation right there as those blockers, they just put a hat on a hat, and he picks a place to run. That's basically what that play is.
And he was right up the middle. We didn't have anybody who could converge on him and make the tackle as he just ran straight ahead for the touchdown. And now they're going to line up for the PAT with, again, coming on now is going to be Isaac Chandler, a freshman, coming on to kick.
Yeah, and a lot of times formations cause that kind of thing to happen. When you start spreading out with people, anybody that has a spread offense has that play simply because once they feel like they've got you spreading the field wide enough and you're moving linebackers outside, then they're going to try to take advantage of it.
Oh, boy, they did. 7-7, our score, 4:24 to play in the first quarter. We'll be right back here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. Our score here, 7-7, one update. We'll check on in just a minute now as Luck Savage will kick it off. It's going to be a grounder to the 29-yard line, bringing it back out across the 35, out across the 40 to the 45, into Yellow Jacket territory. Nice return, and the Maroon Devils are going to get the football in very good field position. Is that Austin Jenkins, or is that Groenwald?
That's Groenwald. He picked that thing up, and when he did, he had every intention of getting out here to the wide side of the field and getting upfield with it. Now, you can tell by the way he's running, he's glad to be back out there. We've been missing that.
Oh, no doubt. You can't tell sometimes if that's a number 8 or a number 6, but it's number 6. By the way, one update with 6:33 to play in the first quarter. Nathan Collins scored on a 3-yard run, and Robbinsville leads Murphy 7-0. As we mentioned, Cherokee leads West Lincoln 7-0 at the end of one there. And the Maroon Devils with the football. Groenwald in motion, and here comes the jet sweep to the left side. We did it to the right side earlier. Groenwald, first down to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, that's the effect he can have on stretching the defense right there, is just pure all-out foot speed. When he gets a run and go after he gets his football, good lead blocks onto the edge right there. Just stay with him. Yep. And that happens fast. There again, you're running the veer, and then all of a sudden you come back with a look like this, something they're not used to seeing that quick, going sideline to sideline.
Maroon Devils this time again in the veer, got a receiver on each side with 4 minutes to play, and we bust it down the left side inside the 20-yard line, again staying on the ground. Perfect. And getting it done over there by, it looks like Gabe Lillard again.
It was perfect inside veer play. It left him standing there. He hit that so fast. He's improved at that all season long. You can see the blocks right here. You can see the tackle block it down. Look how tight he hugs that. Then he takes one step outside that tackle's rear end, and he's gone.
On the tackle is going to be Cable Krieger, one of their 7 seniors on this team. Split backs again for the Maroon Devils. Damian Lossy under center, hands off to Carson Taylor, and just a short gain there of a couple.
Yeah, and there again, the midline, you leave one man standing and you run to the inside gap of him. And in a minute, you'll see Damian pull that ball and run to the outside of him. And that's the game they play. You can see them leave him standing there, and he just barely gets him. But the plan is now that the same blocking scheme, and Damian will keep that and cut it right upfield.
This time the Maroon Devils looks like we've got a timeout with 3:03 to play, with a score tied at 7-7 as Coach Eric Stevenson talking it over with the head referee out there today.
I think we're having a clock problem right now. The the play clocks that are each in the field, which are notorious over the years of giving me nightmares. I still wake up sometimes, Gary, at 3 o'clock in the morning, somebody screaming at me that the
play clock's running out.
Working. Yeah, not working.
It's not working.
There's a counter again.
Oh, we got a bad pitch in the backfield, and jumping on it is Gabe Lillard. That's going to cost us about 12 yards back to the 30-yard line. A tough break for the Maroon Devils.
Just wasn't real sure where his pitch back was.
Yeah.
Flicked it just a little too soon. He saw the defender coming to take him. You can see him counter out. There's the defender, and he just didn't have his eyes yet on his pitch back, and pitched it just a poor pitch that time.
Yeah, and I know not making an excuse for Damian, but I know he didn't play 2 weeks ago, and we didn't play last week, so might be just a hair rusty.
He's got some rust on him, but now he'll come out of it here in a little bit. He's not turned himself loose real good yet.
That's
will.
it. Here we go on the shotgun. It's going to be a snap to Lillard. He fires down the left sideline, and it's going to be knocked up in the air, incomplete. Outstanding coverage by the Yellow Jackets down there in the end zone.
Yeah, and that was a jump ball play, basically. Yep. That's one that you just say, hey, we're going for it all. We're not even going to look at this first down, because there's no sense with 20 yards to go to get the first down, not even have a play like that. We're just going to go for the gold and throw it up.
And that was up for Cameron Blankenship, by the way. Big number 9 down there. And he's a guy who can get up in the air. Cameron's about 6'2" anyway. Yep. But again, they had a lot of bodies in the end zone.
Yeah, that was a heck of an effort by both players. Great defensive play. And so we'll see now what we got going right here.
And again, we've got a different look in the backfield. We had Gabe in the middle, Damian on the right, Carson on the left.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a timeout, I think, to talk it over, because obviously the defense They don't know who's going to get the ball.
No, that's it. And with Gabe there in the quarterback position, then they can do more with Damian as far as getting the ball to him out of the backfield or for a running play or to throw it to him.
And, we used to see not specifically that same formation, but way back in the day, A.C. Reynolds used to run a different version of that where you never knew sometimes who was going to get the snap.
Well,
it's been a long time.
Back in the good old days when they ran offenses like the Notre Dame box,
that was
and
it.
Things like that. All of them would be back there, and of course they'd be bent over, and then we played. You know, we defended a lot of those teams over the years that ran that offense, and you have to change the way you're thinking defensively to defend them. You can't just go out there and say, well, tackle who's got the football. It don't work like that.
Yeah.
You got to know what they're trying to do to you.
And if you remember back in the day, A.C. Reynolds had the 4 horsemen, they called them, in that Notre Dame box back in the day. Gabe Lillard airs it out in the end zone again, and it's going to be down there. This time there's going to be a penalty flag as he tried to get it down in the end zone. Triple coverage on our receiver down there.
Yeah, that may be on us. I'm not real sure what he's going to call. He was we were behind the ball. They were kind of out in front of the receiver defending it, and then he throws that flag, and so it's kind of unusual right here. We'll see what they make up their mind about here.
Cameron Blankenship, again, the intended receiver down there with 3 defenders with him in the end zone with 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter, tied at 7-7. And here comes the committee meeting by the officials. And they're going to talk it over, and obviously there is some question whether it is offensive or defensive interference.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. The side official, the head linesman had it different than the back official there, and we'll see what they decide. And it looks like it's going to go against us.
Yep, the Hayesville players heard the discussion.
No
they're going to wave it off.
So that was 4th down, so they'll get the ball right there then.
So Hayesville probably would rather, like you say, even decline it if they had to just to get the ball back.
Exactly.
So now it's going to be Yellow Jacket football, 2:02 to play. First quarter tied at 7-7 on an extremely mild night for high school football, the last week of the regular season tonight. And it's hard to believe playoff football begins next Friday.
Yeah. It's going to be something to behold. But
yes, it is.
It'll be interesting. Now we're back to the Wolf front here, the 3-man front, and you'll see a lot of movement from those three down linemen right there. You'll see 30.
Oh,
great job. There
big
we go.
penetration. Big penetration.
He put a move on right there that's referred to a lot as a swim move or an angle, and he just jumped through the gap. They had no idea. You got to keep those 3 moving. They do a lot of reading, but you'll see movement out of them as soon as that ball snaps. You can see him step into that A gap. That center can't cut him off, and so
that's Andrew Chavez.
Yeah, that's Chavez in there. He just came in.
He along with Bryn Jackson, 30 and 60. So outstanding move as they slid right up that A gap.
Going to stay with that same front, and it's basically a 3-5.
Yeah, Andrew Chavez in the middle, hit the quarterback, but he got it away for a short gain over on the Hayesville sideline over to this time number 15, Mason Cook.
Yeah, there's a lot of times you don't want to take a shot at that ball and miss it and let him catch it, and then he's got a lot of field to operate with. It's better off just to let him make the catch and make the tackle right there. He's not going to kill you, but he can't go anywhere with it. Just make the tackle right there. Great open field tackle.
Yeah, Cooper Hyde on the tackle. One thing about Hayesville, they have tall receivers. They've got 4 guys 6 feet up to 6'2", so they have the size out there.
Yeah, staying with that Wolf front.
Here comes McClure on the carry. He's their leading ball carrier, and he carries almost still about a yard short of the first down.
Yeah, that's basically their power play right there. When the way they run that thing, it's a lead play with the other back. They pull the backside guard and tackle. And it looks a whole lot like a wing tee play.
And Blake McClure, again, one of their seniors on this team who also does the punting. And again, coming into this game, had 461 yards on 74 carries to go with 5 touchdowns. 4th down, they're not going to run another play. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. We'll come back and get the second quarter underway, tied at 7-7. Stay here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. 7-7 as we have played one quarter. A couple of scores update. Robbinsville still leads Murphy 7-0. Cherokee leads West Lincoln 7-0. And Franklin leads Smoky Mountain 14-0. That game at the half. And here we go.
Punt. Nope. I thought he was going to.
Boy, he kicks it really, really high.
From it, Maroon Devils. Just
really high. Takes a big bounce.
Yeah.
And we're going to get it in very good field position. The punt was just a lot of hang time, but not very deep.
Yeah. It would have been something for somebody to pick that up, though, and ran with it, because all of Hayesville's players were past the football. They didn't have a clue where it was either.
So a lot of games going on. Of course, the Smoky Mountain Conference Championship over in Robbinsville as the Black Knights lead the Murphy Bulldogs 7-0. And I think a lot of people expect that game to be tight.
Yeah, I'd say it will be.
No love lost between those two teams. But here we go. That's just conference rivalries. That's the way they play. 46-yard line. Maroon Devils first down and 10. Got a misdirection, and here comes Groenwald around the left side down to the 35. Cuts back inside. Knocked down at the 25-yard line. So had a reverse there, Coach, and that really threw the defense off.
Yeah, it did. It's time to run a play like that. I mean, here it is, the last game of the season. You got it in your playbook. You worked on it. Now run it.
And here he goes as he got the toss on the reverse and had a good blocker out there, Cooper Hyatt, who had a good block. He cuts back inside and down to the 25-yard line.
We got a flag back here on about the 50. I can't hardly see it. It's right on our sideline.
Sideline warning?
Oh, sideline warning, yeah. Well.
So no yards lost?
You gotta have one or two of them, or you're not coaching. Well, I always looked at it.
By the way, we've got maybe an injured certified athletic trainer. Carrie Powell kind of got banged into a couple of plays ago by one of our Maroon Devils, and she might be getting some ice on a leg down there on the sideline. We hope Carrie's okay. I tell you, she's a huge part of this team. Down the left side, here come the Maroon Devils, and again, it's going to be Lillard down to the 15-yard line. He hits the hole quick.
Well, he's learned this year. That's the learning experience that he's gotten. The faster he hits that thing off that tackle's down block, the tighter he hits it, he can stick that foot in the ground, make one step to his left, and he's going to have positive yardage because he's past level 2 before you can say scat.
And that was 10 yards. First down and 10. Maroon Devils at the 15. Hayesville with a 4-man front.
Play.
And comes right up that same gap again. This time over there on the tackle is going to be, looks like Ethan Taylor, one of their seniors.
Yeah, just came right back with the same play. Just going to make them defend it. Run it till they stop it, as a lot of old Veer coaches used to say. Don't quit running it just because you got a big gain off of it.
So now it's going to bring up a second down. After a 3-yard pickup, 7 to go, just underway, 11 minutes to play in the second quarter. And it's going to be Lossy handing off. This time, big Carson Taylor carries for a first down and goal at the 3-yard line.
You probably get a good look at the midline right here, right now. And if Joe would ever buy me one of them little markers, I could show it to you. But if he replays that one, you will see we're going to leave that first lineman, number 70, standing. And we're going to run it right inside of him, right there. And he can't close fast enough to take it away. You're literally just running right by him.
This time the split back veer again. Lossy under center. Receivers left and right, split backs. Gabe gets the handoff, and he carries close to the goal line. Is he in? Yes, got in. Touchdown, Maroon Devils.
Yeah. He turned, twisted, pushed backwards, and finally fell across. It hadn't touched the ground, and he finally made it on in.
And you know, Coach, I've seen this a lot at every level. And I thought years ago it used to be a penalty, but maybe not. You know, when people actually get behind the back and they kind of push him forward, that used to be kind of a violation.
It was illegal for almost 20 years. And then it came back. They said, you know, officials actually want to have it brought back because it was too hard to tell and too hard to call. So if you can't make a decision out there quickly, like a holding call or a block in the back, I mean, that's the kind of decisions officials want to make. not whether a running back runs up there like he's going to block somebody and hits a quarterback sneak in the back and knocks him into the end zone.
Right.
They didn't
Right.
want to have to make that call. So I was actually at some officials meetings when they were discussing that and saying we would, at the national level, saying we want that changed if we can get it changed. And they did.
Well, they changed
changed
it.
They got it changed throughout the country simply because it was too hard to make that call.
Yeah, because I kept seeing it. I saw, wait, they can't push that guy. That's illegal. But the rule has changed, and it is effectively being used at every level. High school, college, NFL, they're all doing it.
Oh, yeah, we've done it. You'll see any time that we run a quarterback sneak, you'll see our backs trying to get up in there behind Donovan or whoever the quarterback is and try to knock him on in there.
All right, PAT by Gavin Lanning was good, 14-7. Maroon Devils, 10 minutes, 11 seconds to play. Gavin's going to kick it off. Kicked it high, very short, going to be picked up, and it's going to be returned over there by Ethan Taylor, number 55. Pretty good return by a big guy. That might be a horse collar out of bounds over there on the 43-yard line on the Hayesville sideline.
It is. That's the call they're going to make. And, and of course, if you're going to kick it to a lineman his size, if you look at him, that's not going to be an easy task to go make an open field tackle on him. So what you're going to see right there is just somebody grabbing him and trying to tackle him.
I tell you what, must be nice. Jeff Marr and Jenna are watching in St. Thomas tonight. How about that for watching Maroon Devil football?
He should be right here with me and you, where he ought to be, instead of down there acting a fool on the beach somewhere.
Now that's the place to be in St. Thomas. Of course, Jenna Marr, I'm sure, is playing some volleyball down there. I have a feeling, and the penalty is going to be marked off against the Maroon Devils. And Jeff is watching it, and he says what you're saying, Coach, that the Yellow Jackets struggling to stop the veer.
It is. They're just pounding, going right at them with it, and until they do something different, and we can keep them out of the end zone, they're going to have a hard time getting the football back.
So I tell you, we miss Coach Jeff Marr. He was either playing or on that Maroon Devil sideline a lot of years.
Oh, yeah, a whole lot of years.
Here we go. Hayesville again. Got different. They've had a different set about half the time here tonight. They run to the left side, but good penetration. Andrew Chavez again coming in there. Blake McClure on the tackle. But, Coach, we've seen so many different sets by the Hayesville offense.
Yeah, what Coach Stevenson's doing right there, too, is those sets can really fool you. And when they start lining up, I'm sure he just got it set that we're going to stay in this defense right here, but we're going to stun out of it. And that's why they put Chavez there in the middle. They don't feel like there's that Hayesville center can handle him when they use some gap attack with him. What I mean by gap attack is they're going to slant those linemen one way or the other, and he gets to choose which gap he wants to go through.
So now Yellow Jackets line up. This time they're going to hand it off to McClure again. Penalty flag down. He carries close to a first down, but I think it's going to be coming back, Coach.
Yeah, and you can see that's their power play right there to run, to pull that backside guard and tackle. They run it to the right and the left, and it's basically the only true power play they have.
So let's see what the penalty is. Going to move the Yellow Jackets back. The line judge called it pretty quick, so going to move it back to the 49-yard line. Second down now, and still about 17 to go with 9:15 to play here in the second quarter. Maroon Devils up 14-7.
Yeah, we've got giving them different looks up there now, switching back between the 3-5 and the 4-3 look, going back to the 3-5. When I say 5, basically what you're doing is taking a defensive end and making an outside linebacker out of him to help you cover receivers.
So this time Hayesville wants to throw. Ball knocked up in the air, out of bounds on the sideline.
Great reaction by the defensive tackle, basically, and the outside linebacker and the noseman. Now you can see right here, number 30, doing his slant move stuff and putting the pressure on him right there. But when those hands go up, that makes a huge difference. It's hard to fit a football in there, man.
You know, we were talking about Jeff Marr and Jenna. They're down to St. Thomas. I want to know, is Jody down there with them, or did she have to stay home and take care of all the work?
Who knows? Who knows about Jeff? He needs to. He was going to try to take your job, he said.
That wouldn't be hard. That's probably an easy situation.
He could have mine, but no.
Third down, we've got a timeout on the field. And by the way, we want to appreciate all our folks working cameras tonight. I know Kent Maxey, who is normally down on the field, he's down on the field tonight. Joe Holt and Emma Dingle up on top of the press box above us, Coach. And we have a good crew to work with. And it's always kind of sad, always kind of melancholy when you're here at the last game.
Yeah, I don't know whether they really like us or not.
I know.
But yeah, that's still in question. But the job they do, and we were talking about all the wiring and stuff that goes on right here. I have no idea what all this stuff is. I know all I know is I'm not supposed to touch it.
That's
so
it.
Joe just says, "Don't touch this. Don't turn that off. Just don't touch it."
That's the safe way is just leave those wires alone, because if we start messing with them, we're probably going to wind up in trouble.
Well, there's about 6 miles of them here, and so that's I guess when you're going on a TV broadcast, that's what you got to have.
That's it. And I know the one that goes to Bob Thomas's PA. I noted. Don't touch that one for sure.
Yeah.
Here we go. Third down and long for the Yellow Jackets.
Reverse this time.
Here they come with a reverse, and they're going to run it, and the halfback's going to try to throw it. He pulls it down and runs it down to the 42-yard line. Good play. That's Asher Brown, number 1, a true freshman for Hayesville on the carry.
Yeah, they've been lining him up out there real wide, and he just when they hand it off to him, he's coming back this way with it. He mishandled the ball a little bit, but he looks like he's the kind of player that can really run if he gets out there in that open field.
Oh, no doubt. Good tackle over there by the Maroon Devils as at the 43-yard line. It's going to bring up fourth down now. Looks like Hayesville is going to punt. And coming on is Blake McClure. He's their leading running back, but also a very good punter. Now, his last one went very high, but not very deep.
Right. It just went straight up. I think he turned his toe up, and it just did backflips on him.
That's it. A lot of hang time. Back deep is going to be Cooper Hyatt for the Maroon Devils. 8:15 to play, second quarter. And they're going to fake it. They snap it, and it's going to be sacked in the backfield. Coming on strong, Eli Waddy put the tackle on Kyle Lunsford.
They didn't have Eli fooled for a minute for some reason. And they must have seen that. And I don't know whether they've seen it on film or not. But he's lined up out there to defend this. You watch him. He sees it the whole way once he gets there.
Wow.
His eyes were on that up back the whole way. So that's a great play out there in the middle of the field. And 9 times out of 10, you get some positive yardage out of that. But they didn't.
So this time the Maroon Devils again stop the fake punt in its tracks. First down and 10 now at the 44-yard line. This time Damian Lossy jumps out of the set, comes up under center, tosses. Carson Taylor wants to throw it. He's got a man wide open down the field, and he's got it. Touchdown, Maroon Devils. That looks like Donovan Groenwald, and nobody back there.
It's in the playbook. Run it. Tonight, if you're going to run something that you haven't run all year, I don't think we've seen that play all year. He pitches it back there. What a heck of a job throwing the football upfield.
Nobody around him, really.
Nobody. No, it fooled them all. That's a great play. I'm glad to see him run some stuff like that. And why not?
Sure. And Carson Taylor, I think that might be his first pass, and it was a good one.
Well, he's in all kinds of record books now. Tackles, rushing yardage, and passing yardage.
Yep,
so.
He's our leading tackler as well. 32 tackles on the season for Carson. And also carrying that football. Fake PAT. Cooper Hyatt wants to throw. It's going to be knocked up in the air, and it's going to be incomplete. He tried to throw it in the end zone, but like you said, Coach.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they didn't even really mean to fake this. I think it was mishandled. We'll see. And, of course, you're telling your holder, if it's mishandled any at all or it's high or anything like that, if you're pretty sure you can't get it down, you get up and get out of there with it and try to make something happen. So.
And Cooper's athletic enough to do that.
Yeah, he knows. He knows what he's supposed to do with it, and you practice that. You work on it. You work on it at practice so that he makes a call, a fire. We used to use a fire call, fire, and that means all eligible receivers break into the end zone. I'm going to try to throw it in there to one of you. And that's basically what it looked like to me. It didn't look like it was a design-type play.
So, again, now we've got one more update as looks like it's Cherokee leading West Lincoln 21-0 at halftime, and West Lincoln was favored in that game. So that's a huge lead right now for Cherokee over West Lincoln. And as we mentioned, at last check, Robbinsville leads Murphy 7-0 in that big game.
Well, I can just tell West Lincoln one thing. I don't know that anybody from the Smoky Mountain Conference has played them before. I'm not sure. If they have, they should have known what they were getting into to come to a home side of a Smoky Mountain Conference school. I don't care who it is, and play against them.
Here we go.
This is the toughest 1A conference in the state, period.
Around the left side, Hayesville with the football, carrying out across the 20-yard line. Good return down there as they'll have it with just under 8 minutes to play before halftime. But you're right, West Lincoln, I think some of those Lincoln teams up there know about our kind of football.
Well, they do because the Maiden's there, around that Lincoln County area, right in there. Then you've got Starmount that's in that vicinity. They have to play against all them, but, I mean, it's just different coming here. And you talk to coaches around the country, they'll tell you, to come into a Smoky Mountain Conference venue and play when you've never played against the Smoky Mountain Conference team, it's just different.
Oh, no question about it, and they're finding out the hard way against Cherokee here tonight. This time Hayesville, McClure right up the gut with a first down and then some, breaking tackles, finally forced out of bounds over at the 45-yard line right in front of the Yellow Jacket bench.
Yeah, just doing a lot of hard, tough running right there.
Yeah.
And there again, you're going to see their number one power play right here. This time they pull that onside guard in the center, and then they just run different combinations of it, of how they want to get you blocked.
Cameron Blankenship forcing him out of bounds at the 45-yard line. First down, Yellow Jackets. 20-7, Maroon Devils in the lead here in the second quarter. The final week of this unusual regular season here in high school football.
Run a little bunch offense right here. When I say bunch, it's those three receivers.
McClure again. And he's breaking tackles again.
Yeah.
We had a shot at him. He spun out and picked up some more what they call yards after contact.
Yeah. He shook up a little bit on this,
Yep.
but you can see they stay with basically the same play. You're going to see the backside guard and tackle pull, and it's a power play. It's designed to knock people down and for him to run right up inside those two blocks coming across the top. And
that is Blake McClure, who's injured on the field with 7:20 to play in the second quarter, and a 20-7 Maroon Devil lead here, and now we've got an Andrews score, 27-0 over the Rosman Tigers. And if we had any mathematical chance, Coach, it would be for Rosman to upset Andrews, but I don't think that's going to happen.
No, Andrews is they've been playing well all season.
They're solid.
They're solid, and Coach Phillips got enough senior leadership over there that they're not going to just go into any place here in the Smoky Mountain Conference and lay down. And so there's going to be a fight on the hands when you play Andrews.
Yeah, and Rosman, again, not making excuses, but Rosman has been hit with kind of what we've been hit with this spring. They don't have the numbers. Their numbers are even lower than ours, as we saw when they come over to our place. I think they had 11 guys on the field and 3 substitutes on the sideline. That's tough.
Yeah, and I'm just glad, and it's their last go-around here in the Smoky Mountain Conference. So they're putting everything they've got into it. They didn't back away, and I'm just proud of those folks over there in Rosman fielding the team and keeping them out there and keeping them going all season long.
And we had a chance to talk with some of those folks a couple of weeks ago, and some of our good friends over there, Jim and Sue Fox, and their son Eddie. And great tradition. I know they hate leaving the Smoky Mountain Conference. It wasn't their decision. But we wish them the best in their new conference, because that league they're going to is very tough.
Yeah, it's going to be tougher on them. But they were a great part of the tradition here in the Smoky Mountain Conference.
Yeah, good folks. First down and 10, Robbinsville. Again, McClure, the injured player.
Formation, same play. Going to run back, different running back this time. But there again, you see their power play. It's down blocks from one side, and then they're going to pull the backside guard and tackle and try to kick out and lead up in. You'll see them pull right there. And the number 7 there on the backside to make sure nobody catches that running back from behind, and that's his job.
And by the way, that is the injured running back's brother. Blake McClure, the senior, got injured. That's his freshman brother, Taylor, running the football.
Okay.
So an interesting scenario there with, of course, the head coach, Chad McClure.
Going to pull again, yeah. We're going to pull just the guard this time and lead with the back. That's a great cut.
Cuts outside, down the left sideline, into the end zone. And again, that's Taylor McClure.
Yeah, he hit that thing as slick as you could hit it. They changed up the blocking scheme just a little bit. Just pulled the guard this time and led with one of the running backs up onto the linebacker.
And that freshman, again, Taylor McClure, quick feet. So he turned it on that left sideline and gets in the end zone.
Yeah, that was a great job.
6:34 to play, 20-13. Now the Yellow Jackets lining up for the point after. Again, this time it's going to be Isaac Chandler, a freshman kicking, and the guy who just scored the touchdown, Taylor McClure, is going to be your holder for Hayesville. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is up. And, it didn't get in. It's a little wide left, 20-13. The score stays here, Coach. And the way this game is going, those conversions could be big.
Yeah, it could have been huge right there. Now, we're both down one conversion.
Right.
So it's still an iffy game, and we're going to if we keep scoring, it may boil down to who can hit their extra point if the scores keep racking up like this.
One updated score, Robbinsville leads Murphy now 14-0. They're halfway through the second quarter over at Big Oak Stadium in Robbinsville. So interesting game there. That's, again, Smoky Mountain Conference Championship in this abbreviated season.
Mm-hmm.
And most teams just playing conference games, but then the playoffs begin next Friday.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, Coach, the playoff field is cut in half this year.
Right, exactly. And then they're doing that it's an abbreviated season. And they know what everybody's up against, trying to get that kids play more than one sport, especially if they're smaller schools. Your athletic programs depend on that players can play or athletes can play more than one sport. Now, you may not be that way at a 4A high school or the biggest schools in the state. But now that's the way it is at our level.
Zane Luck-Savage kicking off again, very short. Going to be taken on the run at the 38-yard line, back out across the 45, up to the 48-yard line, where the Swain High Maroon Devils take over with Carson Taylor on the return. Yeah. And he's very capable.
Yes, he is. And they give him a little bit of a seam, and they'll really see a show.
Yes, indeed. He takes it on the run there and gets more than 10 yards on the return. Finally brought down over there by 24 Cable Krieger for the Yellow Jackets as they come out with a four-man front on defense.
Yeah, going back to the gun set here right now. See what kind of, may see a little bit more speed.
Jet sweep. Yep. Here comes Growing Wild jet sweep. And, boy, they are all over this one, Coach. They would not let us turn the corner.
Yeah,
over there is Avery Leatherwood.
Yeah, I believe that was Cooper carrying the football. So, like we started
that was
the
Cooper.
First play game.
Yeah, there's Cooper on the handoff.
Yeah, and they just stretched with us that time. It's hard to find a place in there every time to run that. But you got to show it to them. They've got to respect that play now, because if they don't, then we hurt them with it. But now what that does is it stretches them, and you get young players out there, and you give them that same look with that motion, and you can run other plays out.
And that's another coach's son. That's Avery Leatherwood, the son of assistant coach Frank Leatherwood, who played collegiately up at Appalachian State. Man. Fumble on the ground. Ball is loose, and I believe Hayesville may have it at midfield. So another turnover, and it's Hayesville football with 5:38 to play in the half.
That fumble bug, boys, he has bit us so much lately. And this is after the pitch, and he actually runs into one of our players, and his helmet hits the football.
Might be friendly fire.
It was friendly fire.
Yep. Ethan Taylor around that football as well for Hayesville, but that's our second fumble tonight. Hayesville has one turnover on an interception, so it's 2-1 in the turnover department. But at the 50-yard line, still plenty of time to play before halftime.
Yeah, and this is what I call the danger zone right here, because you're losing momentum by turning the ball over. You're putting the ball back in their hands. They showed they can score on you now, and so it's up to you to put a stop to it.
So this time, looks like back of the ball game is going to be the senior McClure, Blake McClure, back in the backfield for Hayesville.
Yeah,
for a short game.
And we've got to make sure right between now here in halftime that we can't just allow them to push for first downs and drive that football up the field and put it in the end zone.
Second down and 9 now, 5:17 to play. Both teams have 2 timeouts left. Again, plenty of time here in the first half. Got trips on the left side this time for the Yellow Jackets. They like to throw it. Wide receiver screen over there on the left side. They get it over there in the hands of Asher Brown. Brown breaks a tackle and picks up 5 more yards. And is the football loose?
We had a great defensive play there going when a great use of his hands, but just didn't finish the tackle. And, man, we needed to make that tackle there for that would have shortened him up by those 3 yards he picked up there.
Oh, no doubt. They're going to move the football down to the 42-yard line, 3rd down and 2 now for the Yellow Jackets. And, again, first time tonight, Coach, we've really seen that wide receiver screen.
Yeah, and what they tried to do is just get him out there in that open grass. Going to run the bunch set this time.
Yep. Got 3 wide to the left side, closer to the line of scrimmage, and the handoff is going to be McClure. He has the first down at the Maroon Devil 39-yard line. Coming up on the tackle, Sam Bernheisel. Also in that pile is going to be Bryn Jackson, and we have another injured Yellow Jacket player down. That looks like number 70. That is Kelton Crawford, one of their seniors.
Yeah, he's the guy that was doing the down blocking right there, and he got piled up on in there when they there again, they ran their favorite power play, pulling that backside guard and tackle, and giving the ball to him, coming in behind him there, and he got his knee rolled up on right there.
Fans, stay tuned while they attend to, again, number 70, Kelton Crawford. We hope he's okay. We'll take a break, and we'll return. 20-13 our score. Maroon Devils on top here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Quinnett, and I'm over the Parents and Teachers Program here in Swain County. Let me tell you a little bit about our program. We're so fortunate to have this program here in Swain County. It is a free program for families prenatal to age 5. We provide a vast resource network on health and safety, nutrition, things like potty training and sleep routines. If you know of a family that could benefit from this program, please share our phone number with them. It's 488-3129, extension 5632.
You might not know about Bright Adventures.
Or share this video with them.
To all 4-year-olds of Swain County. This is because our community knows that getting a strong foundational year at Bright Adventures is key to success throughout a child's school career and beyond. We have 6 classrooms with birth to kindergarten licensed teachers. All of our classrooms.
Fans, welcome back again. We wish the best for Kelton Crawford as he is taken off the field. A couple of score updates. Robbinsville leads Murphy 14-0 midway in the second quarter. Franklin now leads Smoky Mountain 20-0 with about 7 minutes to play in the third quarter. They are deep into that ball game, and now Hayesville throws over the middle, got the pass complete. First down at the Maroon Devil 27-yard line down there to, again, that's the tight end, Avery Leatherwood, following in his dad's footsteps.
Yeah, that's a first real play action pass we've seen out of him, and it worked. He comes from across the field in behind. That's designed to hold those linebackers up into the line of scrimmage and then throw right in behind them. That's all they were trying to do, and they did it.
Gabe Lillard on the tackle. They hand off to McClure, and McClure still running as he's breaking a tackle. Knocked down at the 24-yard line for a 3-yard pickup with 4 minutes to play here before halftime.
I don't think he's been tackled by the first defender yet, and that'll be addressed at halftime. I guarantee you. They know he's a tough runner.
He is.
But we're just going to have to do a better job of not trying to knock him off his feet. Just get him wrapped up. Don't let him continue to run like that.
Donovan Groenwald got up very slowly after that play. And
so did McClure. Yeah,
yes.
He's over there on the sidelines getting worked on. His little brother comes in now to take his place.
So now, again, hard-hitting physical game. Second down. Yellow Jackets need 7. And the quarterback is going to hand off.
Play again.
Delay it
play.
again.
Yeah.
Down to the 19-yard line. It's going to bring up third down and a couple.
You know, and when there's not a whole lot of read to this for them, they don't have to worry about it. You see the guard and tackle. You see them both facing up on the same defender, and all he does is watch their butts, and he cuts right off their butts.
Kyle Lunsford on the carry for the Yellow Jackets, and there's a timeout on the field with 3:04 to play on the score. Maroon Devils 20, Hayesville 13. But this is an unusual season, as we were talking with Coach Toby Burrell in the pregame show. Coach, I know girls soccer is going on, girls softball going on. I think the golf teams are playing. And then right after they get finished, you got baseball kicking in. I think wrestling kicks in. So just a season like we've never seen.
You couldn't have dreamed this at one time. I mean, I've thought about it a lot over this past year. I couldn't have imagined anything like this ever occurring, but it's at least they're getting the seasons in. That's what's important. And it's going to be a great thing down the road when we can finally get back to somewhat of a normal session of seasons in order like we're used to playing.
Oh, my. We understand one of the Murphy running backs got hurt, fumbled, and the Knights recovered. They're saying another Murphy player named McCracken. So the announcers are saying the Murphy crowd and the team ready to riot over there. So
well,
that's an intense game, we know.
Well, it couldn't happen to a better bunch of people. That's all I'm gonna say.
Third down and short, Hayesville.
There it is again.
It's going to be McClure again, and he just guts it out and gets the first down.
He's
just
not
power
very
football.
tall. He's very strong.
Yeah.
And when he rolls those shoulders over, he pounds that thing up in there, and you've got to come meet force with force.
Yeah, he's physical.
And yeah, he's very physical, and I mean, no secret that he's probably going to get to football because he's the best they've got back there. But you can see once, and they're just staying with their power game, and they're just trying to punch it down the field like we would the Veer.
So now Hayesville with a brand new set of downs, 2:40 to play. Right now, Maroon Devils have one timeout left. Hayesville has two. 2.5 minutes and counting.
Got the tight end back in there now, going to run that fold play. They fold block it with the guard this time.
And again, on the carry again is going to be Kyle Lunsford. They've used him. They've used again both McClures, Blake and Taylor in the backfield. And, of course, the quarterback, number 2, Logan Caldwell, a sophomore. So a lot of young players on both teams out there.
Yeah, and what you saw happen right there, which was really we should have been able to take advantage of, and we didn't, is both guards pulled, and they pulled into each other. And this offense they run is predicated on they're going to pull somebody just about every play, and that's what you've got to understand.
Eli Waddy and Carson Taylor on the tackle. This time again they run to the right side, and again it's going to be Kyle Lunsford as he carries down inside the 10. Coach, they're getting closer to that goal line and a potential tie ball game.
That's it. And then they came back then. Instead of running their power game, they ran the zone. This time everybody takes a step to the right, and he's running that way, just trying to find that one seam.
Hanging on to him in there is going to be big Sam Bernheisel, 6'4", 225-pound junior.
That wolf front with him at the nose man now. Oh, man, if he'd have got his head up.
They fake and they throw to the right side and getting close to the goal line. Touchdown. Again, that's Kyle Lunsford. Had a good play fake in the middle and threw it outside.
He threw it out there, and the young man then, when he got hit down there at the goal line, just lunged.
He did.
And pushed the ball over in. And you can see the play fake here with the guard pulling. Play fake. Then all he does is flick it out here to him, make one miss. We need to just make that tackle out there.
Yep. And Kyle Lunsford, big kid, 6'2".
Oh, yeah.
And he just lowered his head and got in the end zone, and now they're going to bring on Chandler for the PAT. And again, the freshman McClure, Taylor is the holder. And this could tie it up at 20-20. The kick is up, and it looks good from here.
It is.
And it is. We've got a tie ball game with 1:17 to play before halftime, and Coach, it comes back around to that turnover situation.
Oh, it is. It's all about those turnovers right now. I'm telling you, if we can hang on to football in the second half here, maybe even on this possession and get it and put one in, then it changes the whole dynamics. But when you turn the ball over at midfield or on your end of the side of the field, then you can expect trouble. The best teams don't always win but when you start adding turnovers in there.
Oh, boy. And statistics prove turnovers probably cause as many losses as any other stat in football.
Oh, yeah, it does. And penalties, I think, follow right in behind that.
Yes, they are huge as Hayesville will kick it off. Now the Maroon Devils with one timeout left and a tie score, 1:17 to play. Carson Taylor is one of the up men. He's going to be up there. Also, Marcus Young, one of the up men, expecting another short kick. We haven't seen a real deep kick all night. This is the deepest we've seen a kick. Going to be taken at the 15-yard line, out to the 20. Groenwald cuts back inside to the 30, and he's an elusive runner out across the 35-yard line, first down and 10. And a shifty runner. And Groenwald, again, one of those athletes, 6'1", 190-pound junior, who could, I think, play a lot of sports.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. He brings his athletic ability to whatever he does, and has been a great attribute coming back tonight. Now we've got to find a way to get this ball in the end zone, if at all possible, on this possession.
This time Cooper wide right. Also over there is Donovan. 1:03 to play before halftime.
Oh, now we're gonna see a little different action right here.
Yep, Gabe is back in the shotgun at quarterback. He throws it down the field, and it's going to be. Is it going to be interference? We saw a little, maybe just a little contact, but Cooper lost his footing and goes down. No flag.
Yeah, ball was thrown back to the middle of the field a little bit too much. If he had been able to get a little bit wider and put that thing out on the boundary, he might have had a chance with it. But right here, as you can see, he just doesn't. He couldn't get any width out of it, and threw it up there for grabs, and we just weren't able to break in and get the football.
Yeah, Tyler Anderson over there for Hayesville. Again, one of their 7 seniors with the coverage. We want to salute all our seniors. 7 for Hayesville, 5 for Swain here tonight. Back in the shotgun. Got a man in motion. That's going to be Groenwald, jet sweep. He's going to carry to the right side, tries to turn the corner, and does. Forced out of bounds at the 42-yard line, and a penalty flag for a late hit.
Yeah, so that'll help us. That'll get us past midfield if it holds up to what I think it is.
Yep.
Just a
hit out of bounds.
Hit out of bounds. But you can see right there, they're kind of decoying everybody and making sure that Gabe can get that ball into his belly.
Yep.
Yeah.
A little out of bounds contact, and the bad thing is, right in front of the coach is not a good place to do that, is it?
No, it's not, and you're going to get called for that every time.
Oh yeah, Donovan coming out of the lineup right now. He got his bell rung a little bit on that play with 48 seconds to play. The penalty marked off. Will place the ball down inside the 45-yard line at the 43. First down, Maroon Devils. 48 seconds to play.
Yeah, there's time to get it in there. We just got to find a way right here.
Twins on the left side.
Still the same thing. Got Gabe at quarterback now. Damien's over here to running back.
He's going to throw, rolling to his left. That's where the Twins are. Throws on the run. Got his man. Cooper out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Nice play.
Yeah, especially getting out of bounds, you got to stop the clock.
Now they're saying he's winding his arm for some reason.
No, he's out of bounds. No, he don't know what he's talking about.
I'm not sure why that arm motion is, but the clock is starting. There's a confusion out there. Coach Stevenson is realizing
he's
that.
He's out of bounds.
But we saw the side judge
still running,
rolling his arm, and I think they may have to adjust that.
What? He was out of bounds.
Yeah, but the side judge was.
Yeah, he kept winding his arm, and that's ridiculous.
He was winding his arm. He sure was.
I mean, I don't understand what the deal was.
And Coach Stevenson jumped out there. They stopped the clock, but about 10 seconds ran off.
Yeah,
there were 38 seconds.
Yeah, 38. You're right.
And so now will they put it back?
They don't know how much time was on there.
They probably don't.
They can't know. Because they were all looking at each other and why he kept that clock running. Now, they're not going to put it back up there.
Yep. Because when the Swain player went out of bounds, the clock stopped with 38 seconds to play. Then when they started to spot the football, the side judge wound his arm, which forced the clock to start.
Yeah, he was telling the head man to wind the clock, and I don't understand. I don't know the whole rule book, but I'm pretty sure when you go out of bounds, the clock stops.
Yes.
On any play, completed pass or a running play. I'm pretty sure he was not tackled in bounds. Contact was made in bounds, but he went out of bounds.
28 seconds is what we're going to have to play with. Down the middle, Lillard. He was really aiming it. No penalty flag down on the play. They were trying to hit, looks like Cameron Blankenship on the slant, and just got a hand in.
Great play call, but a great defensive play.
Great defensive play.
By that Hayesville
Yep, that's
secondary player.
That's 17, Tyler Anderson.
Yeah, he broke in there and got his paw on it. There could have been an interference call when he had his arm wrapped around him, but it was a heck of a play.
No doubt.
It really was.
So only 5 seconds went off the clock, 23 seconds still to play. Again, Maroon Devils, no timeouts now. No timeouts left. 20-20 the score.
I don't know how far he'll have to go out of bounds to get the clock stopped, but now we got a penalty. We jumped at the line of scrimmage.
So that'll back it up 5. So line of scrimmage now will be the 33-yard line.
Yeah, Braylon just got a little bit of a head start. I don't know what he heard. And when you change quarterbacks, sometimes that happens. When you change quarterbacks,
different cadence.
The sound's different, and we're trying to get a play called right now, and we still don't have it all organized yet.
Groenwald wide right, Cooper wide left. Again, Gabe is going to be the passing quarterback. Here comes the blitz, and Hayesville gets us in the backfield.
Where's that face mask call?
No penalty flag down, but again, 4 guys all around Gabe, and the clock is still running.
He grabbed him by the face mask and drug him down.
Now they spot the football. There's no timeout left. 12 seconds, clock running. Now the whistle blows, 9.6 seconds, and a penalty flag.
That's going to be on one of our players.
Yep.
Probably for jawing.
Or the sideline.
At the
a lot of confusion out there right now, Coach. A lot of confusion.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, that is the official's fault. All you have to do to control this ball game is stop the clock when it's supposed to be stopped, and wind it when you're supposed to wind it, and they're not doing either. When a side judge can wind the clock and the head man ain't doing anything, then you got a problem on the field.
So the referee talking with Maroon Devil head coach Eric Stevenson about what's transpiring on the field. But I know Coach Stevenson would have a totally different opinion than probably what he is being told.
And rightfully so. He's got to question that because what's happening is, so you can see when officials are like that, and so they need to pick that flag up, first of all. There doesn't need to be a penalty right here because I don't know what, even if something was said.
Well, there was a lot of time that ran off the clock, I think, is the big issue.
Right.
And Coach Stevenson is probably trying to plead his case, but I don't think it's going to change anything. So the officials go back on the field. Now they're going to.
Unsportsmanlike. They are going to penalize us now.
Yes. And again, probably players were yelling about the clock.
Yeah. And then somebody's called an official stupid.
Right.
And that's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
When I live to be able to do that. And so
ball going to be marked back at the 48-yard line. 9.6 seconds to play before halftime. But wow, things are getting heated.
Yeah.
Here tonight.
Yeah, we're just going to
victory
spike
formation
the ball right there.
Yep.
Stop that clock faster.
Yep. Looks like you hit a knee or started to, but
it should bring up 4th down because he spiked the ball. And spiking the ball, unlike
hitting the knee.
Yeah, or Murphy does by touching the ball to the ground.
And Hayesville is going to call a timeout because there's 6 seconds left. They think they might get the ball back, but with 4th down, basically all we have to do is take a snap, hit a knee, and halftime's over.
Right. But I'm thinking what Hayesville's concerned about is that we spread this field right here and hang one up, and just it happens.
Yeah. So they're going to play center field.
Yeah, they're going to back them off. That's what he's thinking. And,
yes.
And if we do come out and take a knee, that right there was pretty much just to stop the clock, to have an opportunity to do this. And that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to take a shot. That's what.
Okay, Cooper Hyatt wide left, Donovan Groenwald wide right, and Gabe Lillard back in the passing set. And Hayesville has 6 guys playing deep, and the ball is going to be actually intercepted, and that's going to end the halftime. There was a flag, but they're going to wave that off.
And I'm not real sure what he's doing about that.
He picked up the flag, kind of waved it off, and
the side judge over here doesn't realize it's halftime. He's
So
trying
now,
to mark the ball.
Yep. So the half is over. Both teams head for the locker room. We're going to come out on the third quarter and start all over, fans. It's 20-20. Stay with us. We'll be back with more here on the Maroon Devils Network.
said we're out for halftime, so relax.
Hi parents, I'm Tricia Chapman, the Director of Bright Adventures Pre-Kindergarten for Swain County Schools. It's time to enroll your 4-year-old for the 2021-2022 school year at Bright Adventures. Enrolling your child now is a gift you can give them for success for the rest of their school career. If you haven't already, stop by, pick up an application, fill it out, and get it turned back in to get your child on the list. Research has shown time and again that a high-quality pre-kindergarten education is the foundation to school and career success. So get your child started now. Here's some things you might not know about Bright Adventures. We are free to all 4-year-olds of Swain County. This is because our community knows that getting a strong foundational year at Bright Adventures is key to success throughout a child's school career and beyond. We have 6 classrooms with birth to kindergarten licensed teachers. All of our classrooms have a full-time assistant teacher who meets NC Pre-K requirements. Not only do we have the degrees and certificates to enable us to provide high-quality early education, but together our staff has 150 years of experience in early childhood education. We're a state licensed child care facility meeting the highest possible rating of 5 stars. We use developmentally appropriate curriculum to guide our students to meeting their fullest potential, not only academically, but across the developmental domains. Bright Adventures has after-school care until 5:30 every day, Monday through Friday through December, to provide extra support where it's needed. If you have a child who will be 4 on or before August 31st, now's the time. Stop by, pick up an application, fill it out, and turn it back in. This is how we'll get your name on a list for next school year. If you have questions, give me a call, 488-1494. I look forward to helping you and your child start their educational journey.
Fans, welcome back. Couple of score updates. Franklin leads Smoky Mountain 20-14 as they're halfway through the fourth quarter. Cherokee pounding West Lincoln 28-0. Start of the fourth quarter. We're tied at 20-20, and here's the opening kickoff. And, Coach, we've seen some short kicks here tonight as the offense will start at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, I think the days of kicking into the end zone are about over for right now until somebody finds a kicker that can really put a boot to it.
Also, one update of particular interest to Smoky Mountain Conference fans. Robbinsville leads Murphy 14-0. That game at the half as, again, this game between the Maroon Devils and the Hayesville Yellow Jackets just underway. Third quarter, Yellow Jackets with the football at the 33. And they're going to come out. And again, we've seen so many different sets. This time they bring a man in motion, and the handoff is going to be McClure, but a very short game. Came
right back with their power play there again, and this time we were a little bit better adjusted to it. It's taken a little bit of time for us to get it down pat. You see the guard and tackle pulling, linebacker plays coming from outside in and inside out. So that's what we're needing.
And good defensive line play that time, as that looked like Aiden Allison, 62, who came up with a big tackle.
Yeah, I'm just a real fan of this wolf front, this three front here. It's just so much easier to adjust linebackers and move them in and out against these formations. Now he's going to the quarterback keeper. This is the first time we've seen that. Now that's an all-out fake bootleg, you'd call it, not a pass, just a bootleg. They pull the guard and tackle from that side, stick the ball in the running back's belly, and the quarterback keeps it up there to that bunch, that three receiver side, as they try to get the down blocks, and they fold the tackle over the top and just get in front of everybody and try to make a play.
Bryn Jackson, one of the guys helping out on the tackle on that play. Third down now. The Yellow Jackets need about 4. Just underway, third quarter, game tied 20-20. Twins on the right side. They run McClure to the left side, and he's got the first down. Yeah. And again, he's breaking tackles all over the field.
He's still going.
He's still going down inside the 45-yard line. A couple of guys finally brought him down, but he has been a tough guy to tackle. And now coming off the field is going to be Brent Jackson shaking up.
Yeah, when he jumps sideways right there and makes you miss, you've got to get pads on him. You've got to get your shoulders squared up and get your pads on him. You don't have to knock him down. Just get his momentum stopped.
And right now it looks like Brent Jackson he's got a helmet issue and kind of banged up his jaw, looks like. Mm-hmm. He's over there on the sideline trying to get his helmet fixed so he can come back in. Now first down and 10. Yellow Jackets, though, at the Maroon Devil 44-yard line. 10:20 to play. Third quarter, tied at 20. Now coming in for him looks like is going to be Connor Driver. So I got to make sure everybody's on the same page here.
Yeah.
Now Hayesville again. Got a receiver wide left and right.
Yeah, running that stack eye in there with the quarterback still in that gun set.
Hands off to the first man through.
Short trap.
And this is going to be about 8 yards again. Hayesville right now dominating the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, this is a short trap. This is a one guard pulling, down blocking on this side, and he hits that trap lane, and they did a smart thing. When every time you see a new player go in the ball game, then they're going to try to run right at him, and they did. They trap him right there, and when you do that, that's we used to do a lot of that. If a new shirt came in the ball game, you go right at them.
That was Chavez on the tackle, Kyle Lunsford on the carry, and this time they hand it off to McClure again. He's got the first down, and he breaks another tackle down to the 26-yard line. Again, I'm not sure how many yards he has after contact, but several.
He's not been yet tackled by the first defender. He's just a good running back. He's got that low center of gravity. He has great footwork, and he sees where he's going, and he doesn't just run to be running. He's finding those seams and jumping up in them.
Eli Waddy on the tackle.
Yeah, he's averaging 8.5 yards a carry right now. And he's got 128 yards total. Coach Burrow just showed me here on the screen what he's doing right now. And he's
that's a lot of yards.
Yeah,
that's too many yards if you're a defender.
Exactly, and he's got it again.
And this time he falls down.
That may be the only thing that tackles him on the first thing is himself.
Yeah, that turf monster came up and got him before Brent Jackson hit him as Brent came back in the ball game.
Yeah, but
again, that slick grass.
Yeah, he just. But now I tell you what, he's so dangerous. We were good and squared up that time, ready to make contact, but. he tried to cut back against it. He's a good running back.
Yes, indeed. Coming in, as we mentioned, 74 carries, 461 yards, and 5 touchdowns. They line him up, backs right beside the quarterback on each side. Receivers left and right. And they hand off to McClure again.
Counter again.
Yeah, a little counter play, and this time again, good tackle on the interior line by Sam Bernheisel.
Yeah, and Brent got a piece of that one too, right at the line of scrimmage. Just got caught a foot. You can see right there, and that helped get that play made. But we got to have a little more of that at the line of scrimmage, not on our side of the line of scrimmage, but at the line of scrimmage.
At the 27-yard line now, Hayesville 3rd down and 1. 8 minutes to play and counting. And again, some great ball games going on tonight. Franklin leads Smoky Mountain 28-14. A few minutes left to play in the 3rd quarter. Robbinsville leading Murphy 14-0. The last score at halftime. Got a bad snap, and now Hayesville in trouble. And all the way back at the 42-yard line, it's Donovan Groenwald. And Groenwald's going to get a penalty now for slapping himself in the head after that play, after they sacked Logan Caldwell way back downfield.
And I'm not defending any player right now, but that's uncalled for from that official. I mean, can he not even just say, I did something right, and now he's going to start this foolishness?
And
unless it's something else, but I don't know what he's calling yet.
I don't. I'd be surprised. He's talking it over with Coach Eric Stevenson. Yeah. But, again, Donovan just got up, and he was actually slapping himself in the head.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know whether it's because he felt like he ought to got to the ball first earlier and recovered a fumble. But at any rate now.
Yeah. It's going to be declined. Penalty is declined.
I'm trying to figure out it was against Hayesville.
He gave the personal foul signal. And
I'm not. I
so
really
I'm
don't
not
know
what this signal is. He gave personal foul and then the 2-fist signal.
Yeah,
and then waved it.
It may be he's probably doing some creative officiating.
4th down now. Yellow Jackets with the football at the 43-yard line. And they're going to punt it. And again, McClure on to punt. He booms a pretty good one this time. Cooper is going to see this one bounce, and it's going to be going into the end zone. That's the wise call.
It really was, and Cooper was in a bind right there because that ball looked like it was going out of bounds, but it didn't. When it hit, it didn't pick up as much speed as it should have, and that was close. But he made the right decision by just letting that one go.
It was. He was in a dangerous spot. I thought for a second he was going to grab it and go, but there were defenders all around him.
Yeah, and the rule is the 10-yard line, and he played that rule perfectly.
He did.
Really don't want one of your players trying to pick that ball up between the 10-yard line and in the end zone. You want him to be on that 10-yard line
with defenders bearing down on it.
Yeah, and if you can't handle it right there, let it go.
Damon Lossy hands off. It's going to be Carson Taylor, one of his few carries tonight, as he carries down to the 24-yard line.
Yep, came right back at him with the midline. There again, it's leaving that one player standing, kicking out and blocking down. It's a form of veer play that's been good to us, and it really became popular against these 4 fronts because you leave that one standing right there, and he's reaching around, and theoretically, he's got to close down the line of scrimmage.
Lossy is going to keep it on the veer option. Runs the left corner, out across the 35. Big first down and more. Out to the 39-yard line. Finally brought down by Isaac Chandler for the Yellow Jacket secondary.
We got a flag back here behind the line of scrimmage, and it may be a holding call. We'll see.
And looks like it is going to be against the Maroon Devils.
It is. They
give it to the Hayesville sideline. It is a holding call. And we have, looks like a player with a cramp down there, and that's going to be Cooper Hyatt with a cramp in his leg, and they're going to try to work that out. As now limping onto the field is Carrie Powell. She has an ice bag on her right knee.
She took a real shot once we saw it on replay down here on the bench during a play that Donovan was coming down the sidelines there and got knocked right into her, and she got pinned against those benches down there and banged her up pretty bad.
So tough break for Carrie as she's the one always taking care of the injured.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a text, Gary. We're being broadcast in Key West, Florida right now out of a boat.
Out of a boat?
Out of a boat while these crazy guys are down there tarpon fishing. Okay, so
we got them in Florida and St. Thomas.
Yeah. So it's being sent out down there by some crazy fellas, and I just hope they're being safe and not wrecking their boat.
This time, Gabe Lillard throwing for the Maroon Devils out to the 20-yard line. It's going to be first down and 10 after the punt. And again, now we know Jeff Marr and Jenna's down there. We're still not sure about Jody down in St. Thomas. So I'm not sure if they're just vacationing or playing volleyball.
Well, I know who these two guys are, and
they're not playing volleyball.
No. They're tarpon fishing, and don't tell them what else. One of them's name's Tom Gudger, and the other one's name's Chuck Collins. So there you go.
Now we know.
Yeah.
Back to throw. Rolling to the right, throwing, almost intercepted, and almost caught off the bounce. Doing a good job down there. It looks like, is that Donovan? No, that's going to be number 8, Austin Jenkins, I think, this time. That 8 almost looks like a 6 that Groenwald has.
Every time. I can't tell the difference.
I think it's Donovan, but and almost intercepted and then almost caught by Donovan on the bounce.
Yeah.
That is Donovan Groenwald. But, wow, that was Gabe threw it. 2 guys had a shot, but it came up empty. Now it's going to bring up 4th down, and now the Maroon Devils are going to have to punt for the first time tonight here, Coach. And we haven't punted all night.
No.
Coming on is going to be, again, Gavin Lanning.
I hope we get a good one off, and something crazy happens down here on this end.
Nice punt.
Good punt.
There we go.
There we go.
And a huge bounce.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's going to roll all the way down to the 24-yard line, first down and 10. Hayesville has punted twice. We've punted once now.
Yeah.
5:51 to play, third quarter.
And you saw something classic there in the kicking game, Gary. When you put two I never did like putting 2 people back there to catch the football because there's always that indecision about which one of us is going to go to the middle of the field and catch this one, and they end up looking at each other. And on average, a football will roll 17 yards once it hits the ground. That way, on average, 17 yards. And so you're going to lose that every possession. And that was a classic example of it right there. Oh, and by the way, we're being broadcast off of Baines Mountain, too.
Baines Mountain.
by Paul Crawley. He just texted me, too. He didn't want to be left out.
There's only one, Paul Crawley.
Well, he's killing the tourists right now with that ice cream. I saw him down there the other day, and he probably sold 1,000 gallons of that stuff.
Taylor McClure this time, the freshman McClure member.
Yeah, great defensive play right there. Great linebacker play right there, coming back outside, and he can't find a place to go, and he ends up taking it right back to the defensive tackle.
And that's one of the Maroon Devils seniors, Michael Winchester, big 230-pound senior. Again, Swain, 5 seniors, Hayesville, 7 seniors, playing their final game here tonight.
Yeah, Michael did a great job staying square and staying on the line of scrimmage, just like he's doing again right there. He did it the same way again. There's a different blocking scheme, but now as long as you don't turn your shoulders, you got a fighting chance against this type of offense.
McClure on the carry. Got a this time also coming up, Eli Waddy helping out on the tackle for the Maroon Devil defense.
And you can see right here what I'm talking about. You can see them trying to fold block and pull that guard over top. You see how square their shoulders are? I'm telling you, that's the key to tackling these good backs. If you get your shoulders turned, that's a seam to them.
Oh, no doubt. Brent Jackson also helping out on that tackle. 3rd down and 9, Hayesville. Got people moving, no flag. Quarterback back to throw. Now he runs into pressure. Now he's running for his life, running to the sideline. And finally he throws it down the field, and it's going to be out of bounds, caught by one of our assistant coaches.
Yeah.
And the pass was intended for Avery Leatherwood, Frank's son.
Yeah, and that got interesting there for a minute. I wasn't real sure what all was going to happen. We lost a little bit of contain on him.
Flag down.
And,
probably a holding call because the protection broke down. Quarterback had to scramble.
And it may be an ineligible receiver, too. One of those linemen may have released upfield to block for the quarterback while he was running around out through there.
Yep.
And then if he throws it, and if that lineman's over 3 yards upfield, then he's ineligible.
And let's see the call here. It is going to be ineligible receiver.
Yeah.
So Hayesville now looking at 4th down and long. They're going to have to punt it away.
Yeah, you decline that penalty, but the great thing about it is that that's the kind of thing that's hard to see, but it's going to happen if you got a quarterback that scrambles a lot.
Yeah, he had to run that time because his protection broke down.
Yeah.
So now, again, on to punt, Blake McClure. one of their outstanding seniors and very good punter.
Yeah, we've already seen their fake. We'll see what happens right here on this. Nope.
Cooper back to return. Wow,
Good
what a punt.
Good punt.
He
High
kicked this
punt,
one.
A good one to handle.
Fair
Yep,
catch.
Fair catch. Great move.
Good job at the 35-yard line again down there on the coverage. Avery Leatherwood, a sophomore, he's going to be a good one.
Yeah, he is. He can cover the ground. Yeah. He can really run,
of course,
too.
He's got that family tree genetics in his favor.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Of course, his grandpa's over there watching him. Most people who know about Pisgah, they know Walt Leatherwood, and he coached softball for many years. Of course, his son played at Pisgah and App State. Frank played some with the Miami Dolphins a little bit. First down and 10, Maroon Devils. Coming out with Damian Lossy on the carry out across the 43-yard line, and he's running hard.
Yeah, Damian hit another gear right here. He had no intention of handing that ball off. Now, we blocked the midline, but this is what I was telling you about earlier. This time you'll see he's going to fake it and keep it. Now, all he's got to beat is that linebacker, which he did, 55 right there, and he just had him overrun it right there.
So what you're saying is Paul Crawley's selling too much ice cream.
That place was jam-packed the other day. Tell me he ain't got no money.
Soda Pops is legendary in Bryson City. It really is. Second down. Maroon Devils need 4, 3:43 to play, tie game. Oh, there's a face mask, and they're not going to throw it, but he might have slid off his face mask.
He really wishes he had handed that off. We had that veer lane blocked, and you can see right here, you can see the down blocks, and right there's the veer lane to the linebacker, and he just they're playing guessing games over there with us now about who's got the football, and Damien pulled that just a little bit quick, and so that Leatherwood there, he was able to see it the whole way, and he just took Damien instead of the dive back.
Yeah, and I'll say that was an incidental kind of a face mask. It just kind of brushed off his face mask. He didn't grab it, so no flag. Third down, 8 to go. Here comes the snap. Damian Lossy just going to run it around the left side. Turns the corner, but did not get the first down yardage. Knocked out at the 43. Had to get to the 46.
Yeah. Going to look like it's going to be about 4 yards short.
Yeah.
And so this may be another punting situation. Of course.
Again, there's Leatherwood coming in, who cut that play back inside, and knocking him out of bounds is Ethan Taylor, another one of the Yellow Jacket seniors. So now fourth down. Big call here with the game tied at 20-20.
This is tough right here because you're wanting to get the first down. That's a good idea. Just get time out, talk it over here, and make a good decision. Because this, to me, this was one of the toughest situations from here to the 50-yard line or to the other 45. After that, it was kind of a no-brainer.
Right,
with this amount of distance, we're going to go for it. But, man, you don't want to give them the ball back with a tie score right here. Something happens, and with the momentum that McClure's got running that football right now.
Let's recognize the seniors playing their final game tonight for the Maroon Devils. Damian Lossy, Andrew Chavez, Michael Winchester, Bryn Jackson, and Aiden Allison. And again for Hayesville, for our friends watching and listening in Clay County, Paul White, Tyler Anderson, Blake McClure, Cable Krieger, also Ethan Taylor, William Wimpy, and Kelton Crawford. They have 7. Maroon Devils have 5. And again, nobody saw this kind of a spring football season coming, but I'm sure it's better than nothing.
Oh, it is. I guarantee you. I'm just glad we're seeing football, man.
And the kids, I know, want to play.
Oh, yeah.
They don't want to see their senior season just basically tossed out the window.
Yeah.
Fourth down, Maroon Devils going for it. Lossy running to the right side, trying to get a blocker. Can't get it. Coming up, big play. Outstanding tackle by Kyle Lunsford, who knifed in basically unblocked for the tackle.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad play call whatsoever. It was a good idea to attempt it, and that was just get to the boundary. But they just Hayesville did a great job just coming off blocks and making the play. We could not get to the edge.
And as you got a penalty flag down here, Coach.
That'll probably be a hold on from where it was thrown. It's what it looks like it may be.
But as you mentioned also, blocking is so key on that kind of a play.
Yeah, you got to stay with blocks. And in that instance, we didn't. He just bounced off a blocker and never changed his direction and knew exactly where he needed to get to cut that ball off. And that's coming out of the secondary, too. That's not easy to do. All right.
Wow.
Let's see what we got here. The officials are discussing something with Coach Stevenson down here, and I'm not real sure what it is. He's got it's about the flag, but I'm not real sure. It was probably a penalty after the play. Yeah, let's see, unsportsmanlike against us. And so they're going to mark it off. Okay.
So they finally figured it out. It's going to be now 4th down and long, and I think we know what's coming next.
Yeah, this is not good. Yeah.
Going to have to punt the ball back with 2:48 to play.
Well, it's 1st down. They got the ball. That was
so it is going to be. So this is even worse.
Yeah, that was the fourth down play, and it must have been after the play because they stopped us, and then there's the penalty. So
it is Hayesville ball.
It's Hayesville's ball, and then they mark off 15
after the penalty. Or after the play, 1st down now. Hayesville at the Maroon Devil 26-yard line. So a big turn of events on that 4th down play and the penalty as the ball comes right up the gut.
Dang.
And it's going to be run down to the 16-yard line, very close to a 1st down.
Yeah, the only straight line play they have, the same young man that made the tackle right here, and you can see
Lunsford, number 7.
Yeah, you can see how they blocked this, and he's following that backside guard, and it's like I said, it's a wing T trap is all it is, and they run it out of the gun.
And a touchdown-saving tackle probably by Donovan Groenwald.
Yes, most definitely.
Because once they get past him, there's not a whole lot of help. Damian Lossie also playing deep back there along with Groenwald, and Cooper Heights over here on one corner. Cameron's over there, I think, on the other corner.
They're going to give it a little different look this time now.
3 wide. Everybody moving on this play, going to have a totally different set.
Wildcat look, going to snap it directly to McClure back here, and he's going to take off to this edge.
Empty backfield, turns the corner, cuts inside, still going. Man, he's tough to bring down.
Way. Yeah, I know.
All the way down to the 12-yard line.
There again, he still broke 3 tackles within 3 yards right there.
He did.
Of getting upfield. And I know it's difficult to tackle, but we got to do a better job tackling him.
Oh, boy. There's 1, 2, 3, 4,
and
5
don't
guys.
Let him fall that way.
5 guys hit him.
Yeah, you got to get him and keep him from picking up those extra yards. He's getting extra yards after every play.
So, again, Hayesville knocking on the door now in this tie ball game. 1:38 left to play.
A counter play.
Oh, and is it in? Touchdown, Yellow Jackets with 1:27 to play. And Coach, that 4th down play and that penalty at the end really hurt.
That hurt us. And you can see right here what I mean by counter play. He's going to fake it to McClure. They're not going to pull the backside guard and tackle, run the same power play, but this time with the fake first, and that decoyed him right into us to biting on it, and he walked it on in there.
Now for the PAT, which has been big all night, Isaac Chandler to make it a 7-point game, holding Taylor McClure. And he boots it up, and it's going to be.
Well, he does this time.
Just got inside that left upright.
I can't tell from here. Yeah.
1:27 to play. Fans, stay tuned. This one ain't over yet. We'll be back on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, a couple of updated scores. Franklin has defeated Smoky Mountain, that final 28-14. And we understand Robbinsville now leads Murphy 14-7. great ball game going on at Big Oak Stadium in Robbinsville. Hayesville to kick it off, and it's going to be Isaac Chandler, his best kick of the night. Holy cow, this one bounces at the 2, going to be picked up by Groenwald, back out to the 10, trying to find some running room, 15-20, only a couple of guys to beat, out across the 30, and what looked like was going to be a disaster, Groenwald turns into a good return.
And for a moment,
wow,
Donovan thought that ball was going in the end zone. I did too.
It bounced
he sees it, didn't
straight
he?
up.
It made a bounce back. And right here's where he shows his athletic ability. Yeah, that could have been a disaster inside the 10-yard line. But now he's got different ideas.
He did.
Yeah,
because that ball bounced straight up at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, normally that goes right on in, but he's got to come over here and take a break. He's out of gas after that maneuvering right there.
That's a scary play.
Yeah.
So we've had actually 2 good decisions, one by Cooper on a punt, one by Donovan on that kickoff return. Now the toss out into the left side for a short gain out to the 35-yard line. Boy, Hayesville starting to pick up a little momentum here.
Yeah, they are. They're flying around a little bit more right now. And we started the lead option look right here, but I noticed what Donovan was looking at to begin with. If you remember, we've got a heck of a pass play off this that he'll come down the line of scrimmage like that, and we make the inside cut for a slant route inside, and we've scored on that play this year.
2nd down and 8 now, probably the final play of the 3rd quarter. Hayesville in the lead, 27-20. Back to throw is going to be Lillard. Throws out of the backfield, complete. Cooper on the sideline, got the first down. He put his foot in the ground instead of going out of bounds. Cut up field and got extra yards.
He sure did. He picked up at least 5 extra yards by just not going out of bounds right there. He stuck his foot in the ground, like you said, and cut it upfield.
That was a good move, and he could have just easily gone out of bounds, but didn't.
Yeah, you can see his eyes right here on the replay. He actually looks down, sees it, and sticks that foot in the ground. That's just athletic play.
That's good
That's
footwork.
all that is. That's just being an athlete and being aware of where you're at on the field. He knew he was that close.
Good play. 1st down and 10. This time Groenwald goes in motion to the right side. Cooper lines up wide left. Damian Lossy runs the option. Kind of spun back inside, lost his footing, picks up a yard.
Yeah. We're just not being able to hold that line of scrimmage right here after this, after the play fakes. And right there, he didn't bite at all on the dive. I think they're seeing something there that I definitely can't see, but because whether they're seeing the way he's reading it or whatever.
So now that's the end of the 3rd quarter, 27-20. Fans, stay tuned. We have the final quarter coming up next. Who's going to win, the Yellow Jackets or the Maroon Devils? Stay tuned. We'll be back on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. 1 quarter to go, 12 minutes to play to decide who's going to win this one and go home feeling good about themselves to wind up the regular season. Damian Lossy runs to the left side, breaks a tackle, carries into Hayesville territory at the 48-yard line. That's going to bring up, I believe, 3rd down and about 4 here, Coach.
Yep, just running the veer to the weak side this time, and you can see the down blocks up there at the top again. And he gives it, or makes his play fake, sees the defensive end closed this time, and made a better read. If you're going to run the option, you're going to misread it. It can't be read perfectly every time.
Sure.
And the read is, if he closes, keep it. If he doesn't, give it. And it happens within a millisecond.
Here
right
he goes.
The
linebacker just
and
hit.
That's McClure.
That's Blake McClure hit him right in the chest.
Yeah, that's a follow play that they've run. We've run a lot over the past years that Damian's been the quarterback, and that's literally where he runs the dive fake and then follows the dive back up into the line of scrimmage.
And you watch this hit
right
at
there.
the line of scrimmage, and boy, that was tough.
That's form tackle, basically.
It is. He just you put your face mask in the numbers, it usually works, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, it does. They don't go anywhere when that happens.
27-20, Hayesville in the lead. Just underway, fourth quarter. Maroon Devils now fourth down, needing 4. Got to get to the 43-yard line for a first down. Damian Lossy under center, goes straight ahead. Quarterback straight ahead. Quarterback keeper, first down.
Yeah. And in the instance of this right here in a short yardage, and it's a perfect play call, basically, because they still got that split middle. They don't believe that we're going to run this play right here.
And shaking up on the play was 72, Sam Bernheisel.
Yeah, Sam gets clipped over there. You can see him on the ground. Got his knee rolled up on. I say clipped. It's not an illegal block. He just got rolled up on by that defensive lineman.
Yep, he's going to have to come out for at least a play or two, and he's getting a little help coming off the field here. And hope he's going to be okay. Sam, only a junior, big kid, 6'4", 225. And if you're a coach, you want him back next year.
Oh, yeah. He's just coming into his own. He really is.
A lot of juniors on both these teams, and we hope they all come back and bring some friends with them next year. First down and 10. This time, Damian, no, it's going to be Lillard as he's going to be stopped in the backfield for a loss. Tried to turn that corner, but nowhere to go. Again, coming up on the tackle, Blake McClure again, 23.
Yeah, right there, he misread that one. And there again, it's going to be misread some. Whether or not it was predetermined, I can't tell. Only the coaches know that and your quarterback. But a lot of times you can predetermine it, tell him to keep it or to give it. And we've been down that alley a lot with both ways. And he's going back to quarterback again, Gabe is.
Gabe back in the middle at quarterback. Taylor on one side, Damian on the other. Gabe wants to throw down the field, way overthrowing his intended receiver, Donovan Groenwald. He wanted contact, but I don't think that was a catchable pass.
No, it wasn't. And there's that scenario of your quarterback, again, rolling to his left and having to throw the ball. And if it's going to do anything, it's going to take off on him. And you can see there he doesn't get his feet set.
Yep,
He's young, and it's going to sail. It's going to happen anytime they try to attempt that.
Oh, no doubt. Third down now. Maroon Devils need 10. 9:43 to play. Fourth quarter. 27-20. Hayesville in the lead. Big third down play here. But again, Coach, as you mentioned, more of 4-down territory, and the Maroon Devils are going to call a timeout. We'll take a break, and we'll be back. Stay with us here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, another updated score. Andrews leaving no doubt about their willingness to get into the playoffs as a wild card potentially. They lead Rosman 40-6 in the third quarter, and they're using a rolling clock in that ball game. Lillard back to throw for the Maroon Devils into territory. A lot of deep coverage and intercepted by Hayesville. Taylor McClure bringing it back.
Yeah, past midfield.
And he only has one man to beat, and Eli Waddy catches him from behind, but there's a penalty flag back upfield.
Yeah, that's generally when it's behind it like that, that's a block in the back or a hold or something of that nature. So I didn't really see it, but a lot of times you'll see a lot of hand play back there behind it, and or somebody runs into somebody.
So Eli Waddy runs down Taylor McClure, and again, that pass thrown into looked like zone coverage back there by the secondary.
It was. They were piled up in there, and
there were three guys around the intended receiver, and the penalty flag. It's going to be against.
Looks like it's going to be against Hayesville the way they're moving.
Looks like a block in the back.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's generally what happens in a transition like that. It's same thing happens in special teams when somebody breaks into an open field. You got a kid that's running, and he's not either looking where he's going sometimes, and he will run into the back of an opposing player and knock him to the ground or get overzealous. I've seen them get overzealous and just they can't stand it. They got to hit somebody, even if it's in the back.
So the ball goes basically from the 15-yard line all the way back to the 45-yard line.
Yeah.
That's a kind of a 30-yard loss for Hayesville.
It's from the spot of the foul, so it comes back from that point.
So now the Yellow Jackets,
good thing for us right now, too, because
that was huge.
We got to keep them right here to stay in this thing.
9:24 to play. Hayesville up 27-20 with the football. First down and 10. So now Yellow Jackets, 3 wide receivers, got a man in motion. That's going to be McClure. We haven't seen much of that tonight. And he's just a decoy as they run it up the middle for a couple of yards. And again, that's number 7, Kyle Lunsford.
Yeah, they're showing us a few different things right here that we haven't seen a whole lot of with motion. It's the same play call that they've been running with the big man back there up in, but they're giving you different looks at it.
McClure's been a workhorse. He's been out a couple of times. He's taken a lot of punishment.
Oh, yeah, he can dish it out, too. He's one heck of a football player. He really is.
Yeah, he gives it and takes it. Second down, 8 to go. Maroon Devils 4-man front. Here comes McClure running to the right side. There's breaking one tackle. Finally forced out of bounds after a first down at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, they come right back with their favorite power play then. It's a double trap using the guard and tackle. You can see how light they are on their hands over here, and you'll see them pull from the bottom up. He faces out and then comes back, and he's looking for those 2 blockers, and he's got the option to run it inside or out. That's a great thing about what he can do. He can see it so well. Yeah. He makes it happen.
So now first down Hayesville at the Maroon Devil 35-yard line. 8.5 minutes to play. By the way, a final Cherokee beats West Lincoln 35-7. Not even close in that game.
Welcome to the Smoky Mountain Conference. Yeah, come on in and play a game or two with us.
That's it. This time it's going to be the quarterback running
bootleg,
it. And he hasn't done that much tonight. Carries down to the 30, a 5-yard pickup for Logan Caldwell.
Yeah, that's only the second time we've seen that play where they go all out with the fake. They pull the backside guard and tackle, trying to get you chasing them to try to get McClure down. You can see it right there, and then he just pulls it and bootlegs that thing out of there, and all it's doing is you're clearing people reading that guard and tackle. You're clearing them out.
Second down and 5. Hayesville taking their time. Now they have the clock on their side as well. Maroon Devils have 1 timeout. 7:40 clock running. Second down. This time the tight end comes in tight. 4-man front for the Maroon Devils on defense. And the quarterback hands off, and it's going to be the younger McClure. This is Taylor on the carry for 4 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and 1.
Yeah, they're just really picking and choosing their power plays now, either by pulling both guards, pulling the guard and tackle, leading with one of the backs back there, as they do right here. You can see both of those guards pulling, and the other back is a lead back trying to get to the linebacker, and he can, like I say, he can run that thing inside or outside, wherever he feels like it needs to go.
Michael Winchester on the tackle for the Swain defense. 3rd down and 1 now. Got the wide receiver moving. That's going to back him up 5 and make it a 3rd down and 6. Trying to get a head start.
Yeah, that happens with wide receivers sometimes, because our rule was always you don't go on the snap count. You see the ball. You look straight at the ball. Don't you move till that ball moves, because you'll get drawn off.
That's it.
And receivers have a hard time with that.
Yeah, especially when they're out wide.
Yeah.
He's in the slot this time. They hand off. It's going to be McClure again. Gets a couple of yards back to the 30-yard line. It's going to bring it 4th down and 5, though.
Yeah, bringing it, but a little better attacking the line of scrimmage. Now Coach McClure's got a big decision to make this point. He's going to go. He's not going to try to punt it from right there.
Right.
But right now, with that much distance to go, he's got the wide side of the field. Ball's on the hash, and that's the process that I always went through in my mind, where to put the football if you're going to go for it.
Andrew Chavez coming up on the tackle along with Carson Taylor. Carson, by the way, the Maroon Devils' leading tackler, 37 tackles on the year. And the leading tackler for Hayesville is the freshman, Taylor McClure.
Yeah, Hayesville's going to let the clock run down right here a little bit. And then right as they see the official back here ready to make his count his seconds off, call a timeout. Yeah, speaking of McClure, he's got 143 yards tonight on 20 carries. So that gives you some idea.
7 yards a carry.
Yeah, how dependent they are upon his abilities, and I would be too. I mean, he's a
strong runner.
He could play for anybody in the Smoky Mountain Conference, plus about any other team I know of right now. He's that good a football player.
Yep, very strong runner, a senior. And again, a lot of seniors tonight. 7 seniors for Hayesville, 5 for the Maroon Devils, playing in their final high school contest. And
yeah, what I like about him though too is besides I like his dad. His dad was a great guy. Coached against him for years, known him a long time.
Chad McClure.
Yeah, knew him as a player even. But how many running backs do you see that are defensive linemen? Okay, so when he switches over to D, he's on the defensive line and he makes plays. So
He does.
You see most of them, the running backs are either linebackers or play in the secondary, or you can play him out on the edge somewhere.
Yeah,
but he is a defensive end, and he lines up in a stance, and he comes off of there and goes and gets you.
Yeah,
so.
not too many running backs are D linemen.
No, but there again, Hayesville doing what they got to do.
That's it.
To try to win football games. So.
You said it. 4th down. 4 wide receivers now for quarterback Logan Caldwell, rolling to his right, throwing for the end zone down the sideline. Oh, he's got a man. Did he catch it?
He caught it.
Yes, he did. 17, Tyler Anderson. He laid his body flat out, Coach. That was just a great catch. I mean, he laid his body flat out in the end zone to catch that ball.
He literally caught it with both feet off the ground.
Wow.
In one hand. Now, they're trying to decide whether his knee hit before he went in here.
Yeah, and it might have.
No, let's see. If there's going to even be a discussion about it. Nope. No discussion.
No discussion.
Okay.
Touchdown. They're going to line up for the PAT with 6 minutes to play, and now the Yellow Jackets up with a 2-touchdown lead.
Yeah.
Coming on is going to be Isaac Chandler.
4th down plays, they're either big or they blow up, and they struck like a snake right there.
They did. They got a great catch.
And that's the first deep ball I think I've seen them throw all night long.
They haven't thrown much down there.
No.
34-20, Hayesville up, 6:01 to play. We'll be back. Stay with us on the Maroon Devils Network. By the way, in case you're wondering, Robbinsville still leading Murphy 17-7, and that's a big contest over at Big Oak Stadium in Robbinsville. So Robbinsville with a 10-point lead. Hayesville right now with a 14-point lead. Midway through the 4th quarter, high, not too deep kick, Groenwald at the 14. Back out to the 20, caught from behind. An outstanding tackle over there by 15, Mason Cook, a sophomore for Hayesville.
Yeah, he did a great job, open field tackle there. And I tell you what, Donovan, if he ever gets any momentum, and Hayesville players know that he's going to make you pay. And
yes.
Donovan just didn't have a chance that time to get any very much upfield momentum at all.
So now 5:52 to play. Maroon Devils with the football at the 23, down by 2 scores, 34-20. This time it's going to be Gabe again in the middle of that backfield. He's going to throw. Got plenty of time, plenty of blocking. Now here comes pressure breaking in. Gabe is going to have to run at the 25, out to the 28. Finally slung down on the play, just couldn't see anybody open.
No, I couldn't find anybody. Tried to direct his receivers back there a little bit and just couldn't get anybody open. Hayesville's doing a great job playing this zone coverage back here.
They are.
And you know, my hat's off to them. Zone coverage is not something that a lot of kids want to play. They want to lock up man to man, and to understand zone coverage, they have to understand where they're at on the field, how many receivers are there, Don't bite on everything you see. Read the quarterback, and that tells you what you're supposed to do.
That's it. They have to think a lot more, don't they?
Oh, yeah, that's a thought process because you don't just jump a receiver and cover them, and they're doing a good job. See, blitz now, first one we've seen from the middle backer.
Oh, Gay throws, intercepted again by Taylor McClure. Taylor down to the 25, down to the 20 before he's wrapped up. And again, that zone coverage, I think, might be confusing us a little.
And what he had right there, they had a what call a matchup zone like they do in basketball. If the receiver makes certain moves, you go with him, and he did and broke right in. You see the backside defender, backside defender had him bracketed. It's a matchup zone, and they wait to see which way you're going to break before they cover you.
And when you look at things from a purely statistical situation here, Coach, turnovers have really hurt us.
Yeah, there's no doubt. That snake had bit us in every game that we've been defeated in this year. If you look at the numbers, I'm not saying we would have won outright, but the turnovers have been epidemic.
Yeah, is that turnover number 4? I know we've had at least 3, but I think that may be 4 turnovers on the night. 5 turnovers on the night.
Yep, 5. Yep.
5 turnovers, and let's face it, no matter who you're playing, if you have 5 turnovers, it's not good.
And even against if when you're a good, oh boy.
Yeah, the clock is totally bombed out over here. Now it shows 31 minutes and 44 seconds. And it has just lost its mind, I think.
Well, sometimes that happens to clocks, but now getting back to this whole turnover thing.
Right.
You know as well as I do, Gary. You've been in this business with college athletes and college football and with high school football. If you've got a good team, a lesser team is going to beat you if you keep putting the ball on the ground or throwing interceptions.
Absolutely.
You're going to lose the ones you should win.
Yep.
If you don't turn the ball over, you're actually going to win some that you shouldn't.
You said
if the other team does. And that's the way we won a lot of football games here over the years.
Tons.
When for the 30 years I was coaching, where maybe we shouldn't have won, but people put the ball on the ground through interceptions, and we found ourselves in a ball game, and then we end up some way winning or beating them. Back when we used to win games 10-7 is what I'm talking about.
Defensive battles.
Yeah, and that's where it would happen.
You're right, and I think a lot of times well-coached defensive teams normally provide those turnovers.
Oh yeah, they do.
That's what happens.
It does. And people talk about secondary play. Covering receivers. You got good tackling secondary, and receivers know they're going to get hit when they get the ball. A lot of them balls get tipped, and you end up with them.
So now it's going to bring up second down. The Hayesville Yellow Jackets hand it off to McClure. He's the go-to guy, and he's got a first down and goal to go down inside the 5-yard line. And, Coach, you're right. Those secondary people, when they can tackle, and linebackers, when they can come up with loose footballs, are huge.
Yeah, he runs this arc as good as anybody I've ever seen in this offense. If you'll watch the offensive lineman now, as he makes his move right now. The ball's bad snap. Here's the arc. That's the arc I'm talking about right there. And a lot of players want to continue to run to the sidelines. And it takes a lot of learning to how to stick that foot in the ground and make that arc right there. Not a straight line move. You actually run a real sharp arc up in there.
Kind of like right through the beat gap.
It is. And it's real hard to detect. And he's as good at it as any back I've seen this year.
Hayesville got a man in motion. They run the jet sweep, and it's into the end zone in the hands of Cable Krieger, number 24, one of their seniors. And, again, they just pitched it to him on that jet, and he gets in.
Sure did. And that's a good change-up. That's a good play call by Coach McClure and his staff. That changed up everything they've been doing all night long there.
Because they haven't done that all night.
No, they have not. And all eyes are on McClure, and then the next thing you know, a young man that hadn't touched the football all night long scores.
Andrews completes their win over Rosman, 40-6, that final there. 17-7, that is the final. Robbinsville has beaten Murphy, so Robbinsville will be the Smoky Mountain Conference champion. Point after touchdown by Isaac Chandler. Up and good, and we're going to go to a timeout. 3:21 to play. Hayesville right now in control, 41-20 over the Maroon Devils. Fans, welcome back as Isaac Chandler will get ready to kick it off to the Maroon Devils again. Coach, we've seen short kicks, deep kicks. Not sure what we're going to get.
Yeah. Yep, not real sure.
High and short.
Yeah.
And it's going to take a Hayesville bounce. Groenwald took it
Oh.
on the dead run, and he might have fumbled at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, that ball went on the ground right as he got on the ground, so I don't know if they're going to rule him down. Yeah, they're going to rule him down, I think.
And he's still kind of shaken up on the play. It's kind of a crazy hit there at the 34-yard line, and he gets up slowly. But boy, that was a wild return to say the least.
Yeah, he was sliding on the ground when the ball popped out, and now
Yeah.
Hayesville coaches are wanting them to reverse their call, but you could see it on the replay there that he was sliding on the ground, and the ball was already on the ground, and he just kind of left it there.
So now it's going to bring up, well, they're either going to give the ball to Hayesville or the chains are going the wrong way. Yeah. Okay, now they're getting the chains right.
Well, I think the head linesman over there he thought for sure that it had been they called it a fumble. But
yeah. Now they got it straight.
Yeah.
Swain ball, 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Back to throw. It's going to be Lillard. Fires right side. No, we got a new quarterback in there. Now it's going to be, it looks like Damian back there throwing.
Yeah.
And he hasn't thrown many tonight, but that one's complete for a gain of maybe a yard to Donovan Groenwald. Still good sportsmanship. They're kind of helping each other up, and Donovan's still kind of limping, and Hayesville players know it. And McClure helped him up. Now McClure is going out for a break. He needs one, I'm sure, like Donovan.
Yeah, everybody does. Yeah.
These two guys have played tough all night.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see McClure back in there. He's done his due tonight, and ain't no sense in him staying out there and with no more time than left in the ball game. Than
oh man,
yeah,
he's had a great game in his final game. Here comes Donovan on the carry, kind of a jet sweep as he runs. For a first down, breaks a tackle, breaks loose down the sideline, finally gets tripped up inside the Yellow Jacket 45-yard line. Yeah. He almost broke that one.
Yeah, he was one step away from keeping his feet again.
Yep.
And he runs as about as you can't tell really when he's going to go down.
Breaks a tackle there.
Yeah. And somebody with his stature.
Breaks a tackle there and finally gets tripped up.
Yeah, he should be easier to tackle than what he is. He's
tall. He's 6'1".
Yeah, you ought to be able to tackle a tall guy like that a whole lot easier. But now he's a handful to try to get down.
No doubt. First down and 10, under 2 minutes to play. Back to throw, Damian Lossy playing his senior final night. Throws it incomplete, kind of tipped away over there by Tyler Anderson, number 17, who's been in on a lot of plays tonight.
Yeah, great bracket coverage again. And there again, it was that matchup zone coverage. You can see, you can't see the secondary right there, but if you'll notice, one underneath and one behind. That's what you call bracket coverage. Linebacker underneath and a safety covering it from behind.
So now second down, clock stopped, 1:51 to play. Again, a final, Robbinsville over Murphy, 17-7. As we mentioned, Andrews winning over Rosman. Cherokee winning over West Lincoln tonight. Damian pump fake. Now he's going to tuck it and run, and he runs for the first down to the 36-yard line, very close to the sticks anyway. Let's see if they signal
be right
first down.
At it. We'll see here.
Yep, first
they're
down.
going to give it to us. Yep.
That's one thing you don't see much of anymore in football is measuring.
You and I talked about that. I don't know where it went either, Gary. By the time I had retired, they were still measuring because you had to know, but I guess they got built-in GPS nowadays. I know the hash marks tell you a lot, but I always still wanted it measured.
That's it, especially if it's close. Damian fires. Got to Cooper over here. It's going to be behind the line of scrimmage, and Cooper jumps on it.
Yeah, and that was thrown backwards, and I think what was going to happen right there was going to be a double pass, it looked like to me, where he was going to throw it upfield to the inside receiver, get jetting upfield, but he just couldn't hang on to it.
So the ball is going to be spotted at the 45-yard line. Again, that pass thrown behind the line of scrimmage for a loss. Second down now and 19. Got twin receivers to the left side. Got a wing over there on the left side as well. That's where Damien's going to roll, and he's going to carry it the whole way. Cuts inside into the secondary, still running hard, doesn't want to go down, and picks up a bunch of real estate down to the 27-yard line.
Yeah, that's going to keep the clock running. We may get one more play in right here, and at the most 2, and that'll be it.
Boy, Damien wants the ball. You can tell just by the way he's moving
he's
around.
He's wanting to finish it out, his senior.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to run to the wide side of the field right here. He's going to take it and run that way.
He picks up the football, dropped it, picks it up. He now cuts back to the short side of the field, gets the first down, but that may be the final play.
Yeah, I believe. Well, they're going to stop it right there because of the first down.
Yep,
as soon as they get the chains moved, they'll crank it back up, unless the officials have a different thing to do than.
Nope, they're going to run it.
Yeah.
And we've got time for one more play, and now we're going to call a timeout.
Yeah, I think this is an opportunity for Coach Stevenson and his staff. Make sure all the seniors are out there on the field together when this thing ends, and that'll be it. And it's time you talk about sportsmanship to them, and
we've seen good sportsmanship for the most part tonight.
Yeah, for the most part tonight, other than tempers flaring over officials' calls, other than that. But
the players have been great.
Oh, yeah, they have.
And they played hard. It's been a physical game.
Both teams have played very physical tonight.
Yeah. That McClure kid's a tough kid.
Yeah, Lord mercy. Anybody in this league, and like I said, anybody in North Carolina would like to have him.
Yeah. He has been a heck of a player tonight, talking about Blake McClure, the senior, and I can't see that screen, Coach, but I know he's got a bunch of yards here
he's
tonight.
he's 159 yards on the night out of their total of 235 or 234 yards total. So
159 rushing.
That gives you some idea about how important he is.
That's a great night on any level. Damien gets the snap. He wants to throw it. He's going to throw it towards the end zone. It's going to be caught in the end zone.
Yep, touchdown.
And that's actually a touchdown to Cooper in the end zone with 5 seconds left.
Yep. 5 seconds left to go, and Cooper hauls it in.
I guess if you're a senior, that's a great way to have your final play.
Well, that was it. And I think that's the whole strategy that I was talking about. Coach Stevens, he's got put your seniors out there and try to put the ball in their hands. Let them have an opportunity to make a play here at the end of the game, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. And we see Coach down there with Damien, got his arm around his shoulder pads, and that was his final play as a Maroon Devil.
It sure is.
Cooper now will hold for the PAT. And the kick is going to be up. Somebody might have got a hand on it.
I believe they did.
Yeah, I think somebody blocked that one, so the PAT is no good. And that's probably going to be the final score with 5 seconds left to play in this ball game. So the Hayesville Yellow Jackets with a big offensive production tonight, Coach.
Yeah, they turned it out. They came out here to play, and we just didn't have an answer for some of their for some of McClure's antics. I mean, like I said, he can run the arc as good as anybody I've seen, and that body stature of his, there's a lot to be said. Yeah, it's compact and powerful, and we've had a lot of players come through here that were like that could do the same things.
Oh, no doubt about it. And I'll tell you another guy that's speaking of coaches' sons, Cody White ran very physical. I mean, he ran physical.
He got that from his mama.
And we're talking about, of course, Chad McClure. That's Blake's dad, the head coach over at Hayesville. And so we appreciate what all these players and coaches do.
Yeah. It's been a good season for everybody just to have a season.
No doubt. Now the return by the Yellow Jackets, and they're just going to hit a knee, and I believe that's going to pretty much wind it up here tonight. They may come on and hit one more knee at the line of scrimmage to finish it up.
What they're going to do. Smart move by Coach McClure, make sure nobody gets hurt.
That's it.
Because a lot of injuries occur on these special teams plays where, especially on kickoffs, where kids are running at each other at full speed, and things start getting clipped and hit and banged. And
Coach, there's baseball season still coming up.
Oh, yeah.
For some of these kids.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they've still got a lot of sports to play.
Oh, absolutely. Baseball starts after the softball season ends, so kind of back-to-back seasons. That's the final play, and that's the final score. As now it's a 41-26 Hayesville win. And, Coach, it's not the way we wanted to wind up the season, but hey, our guys went out there and played hard. Both teams played hard. We saw a lot of good football here tonight. We saw a lot of turnovers, which really hurt.
Yeah, those turnovers are, like we said, if you get bit by that bug and it stays with you, it's a nightmare. It really is. And you can coach against it and you can work on it all you want to. And still, it seems like at times I've had coaches tell me if you make a big deal out of it, and I always told ours not to because it would bite us occasionally. If you start making a big deal out of it, it gets in their head, it slows them down, and then most times it gets worse. It really does. And so a lot of times you just got to hope and pray that you can get that monkey off your back at some point in time.
Oh, no doubt. And Coach, I tell you, as we wind it up, it's always a pleasure getting on here and watching games and calling the broadcast with you here on the Maroon Devils Network. And I enjoy it every Friday night.
Gary, I'm just so tickled and so proud that y'all still let me do this. I've enjoyed it since I've got out of coaching, and it gives you an opportunity to stay in touch with the game a little bit. And
yes,
I'll die a football fan, and things are just it was just strange and difficult this year to try to adjust to all this. But it's been such a pleasure working with you, Gary. It really has, and with Coach Burrell and Joe and all the guys that put this thing together. I mean, it's Kent and even Emma up there running up and down, running the cameras and everything else. It's just it's enjoyable to just walk in up here and just sit around and talk football all afternoon.
It really is, and we're part of a great conference. And again, as you mentioned, we're so thankful for Toby Burrell and Emma Dingle, Joe Holt, Kent Maxey, and all the good work they do to make this look good. Now, I'm not sure we make it sound good, but we make it look good.
Well, if nothing else, people get to see what we're talking about as well as we can talk about it. So.
Oh, no doubt. Coach, hopefully we'll see you again maybe in August, and we can have a normal football season.
Well, it's just if the good Lord lets us tarry here longer, then maybe that'll happen again, Gary.
Amen. Fans, that's going to wind it up as we say goodbye for the spring football season. Join us next time for more sports here on the Maroon Devils Network.